This episode brought to you by Miyagi's All-Purpose Sex Wax. He puts the wax on and then wax off.
Hey everybody, we are watching The Karate Kid.
Hey, hey, hey.
Obviously, right? With the
We're
Miyagi
watching
stuff.
Karate Kid.
And you are listening to Miscast Commentary.
Karate Chop.
You're listening to Miscast Commentary, where two guys have seen way too many movies and have way too much time on their hands.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Now here's your hosts, Joe Findlay and Todd Murray.
Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary. I'm Joe Findlay.
I'm Todd Tebow, the Sailor Murray.
And we are going to bring you the story of a true underdog. A never-aging Italian boy.
Yes.
Who gets beat up by blonde kids.
Forever Boydom, which is actually a magazine I subscribe to. You should check
Nice.
it out.
Is that like Lemon Party? Is that like a thing that I just shouldn't see?
Fuck's a lemon party.
Somebody told me, they were like, oh yeah, you got to go on lemonparty.com.
Never
and then I was
listen
like,
to anybody
and then
when
somebody,
they say
and no,
something
and then
like that
somebody
to you.
screamed it at me, going, "Do not go to lemonparty.com. You do not want that on your soul. Don't do it." And I'm like, "Well, I gotta
And then he
totally go on
melted.
lemonparty.com." And it's just fat old men doing gay porn.
He, you know,
Essentially.
like he tells you to go to this lemonmonkey.com.
Lemon monkey.
And then you're like, I'll check that out. And then like the old like farmer guy's like, you're doomed. You're
That
like,
was
"Huh?" Like,
that was essentially what it was.
yeah.
Like the person
You've never
like,
seen him before. He's wearing some old rain slicker.
like the person's face went white. They're like, "No, like I've been through this."
They, very fastly too. They went through their moment when they went on the site, and we're
Yeah.
like, oh god.
And it was everything that I didn't want it to be.
And you still went.
And I stayed
Oh
there.
my. You're still there.
I've gone through 3 different phones where I just default it to that website and stare at it. I don't answer it.
You're
phone.
like
I don't do anything else.
You're like Nicholson in The Shining. You've always been there. Like, oh my god. What?
I'm gonna look the very last photo on Lemon Party, and you're gonna see I'm in the background with like my penis sucked up into my
like
body.
It's a weird party shot.
Yeah, because that's one of the big parts is that they all have really tiny. Well, they look
Well,
like
they're
tiny
big,
penises
though.
because they're all big fat dudes.
That's what it is.
So, and that's
I
what it's
found
gonna.
mine.
What is it in there?
It's in there.
Nice.
Sometimes.
I'll find mine sometime. I'm gonna reach something's down there. I think it's a clit.
Banana clit.
Oh.
Ring, ring, banana phone.
And I'm wearing a banana on my shirt right now. That is all.
I
working out.
watch nonstop still images of Joni Launer's naked crotch, and I hear the banana song foam put over it.
Oh, you're talking Johnny Law,
China.
China, yeah. That was
I spent more than one night in China, bro.
that was the most disgusting vagina I've ever seen.
That's a banana clit.
That looks like
That looks like a little penis that they formed into a clitty after you had the switch over surgery.
yeah. That looks like somebody, like it was just a flat space, and they waited for it to rot and then kicked a hole in it. That's what that looked like. And then just and then just maggots crawled out, and then one ghost came out.
And he wanted out bad. Like he did not want to stay in there.
Yeah.
That's like being in a Dutch oven.
I was trying to think if there was somebody who was kicked out of Degeneration X. Rick Rude.
It
was Rick Rude,
just like
who
Rick
also died
Rude.
around that time, so it all works out.
Whoever, right?
Wrestling history, but let's abandon wrestling for karate.
Okay, I thought that her vagina sort of looked like if you like ripped a hole in a dead body and then at the very top stuck Herman's nose. Remember the cartoon Herman?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that.
Nice. It also looks like if you fold a cheeseburger in on itself.
And then stuck a couple fries at the top.
I was under the
Look at
impression
that
we were
banana
talking
clit.
about the Karate Kid, but I think we got 2 hours to go on this. What else does that look like to you?
Looks like karate.
We
Kid.
may. I think we may have just found out our extra credits game for this.
What does Joni Launer's dead vagina look like? She's dead, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, could you imagine it now?
It probably looks fantastic.
It's probably way better. It smells a lot better too. She had the funk.
Oh man. All right. Well,
We're watching a movie.
yeah. Well, this movie, like there was an Oscar nomination in this movie, and we're fucking it up.
Yeah. Oh, we sure did. They're gonna take that nomination back.
They would, but he's dead too.
They're-
Everybody's fucking dead. Oh man, everybody from our last movie was
Maybe
friggin'
we're
dead.
dead.
Oh my god, is this like our lost purgatory?
This is hell.
Oh,
It's not so bad.
I'm fine with it. It's really, it's gonna be great.
All right, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's turn this hell into heaven by watching some Karate Kid.
That was nicely done.
Yeah, and my
That's
wordsmith.
where you get the big bucks.
Oh.
Did anybody take this movie seriously back in the day? Like, this guy's really teaching him this shit, like one kick.
Well, no, because he's teaching him kung fu and they're calling it karate. But they also do that in the remake of the Karate Kid, where they go like, here's like all the Buddhist monks and stuff like that who are clearly doing kung fu. The movie's still called the Karate Kid, but we'll get into that. We still haven't even done what we need to do, which is press play.
Now,
Oh, again,
we
Columbia.
still have this logo?
No.
I don't know if I've seen Columbia. It's all going to be Disney soon. Somebody needs to do something, man. Because Disney's going to have a fucking monopoly.
I don't even
They
care.
got Fox. They got everything.
Yeah.
We need those
But-
companies.
Well,
mad.
see, to me though, the one thing I
We need
like
competition.
is you're seeing very clearly
Newark,
that
New Jersey.
these companies are all all seem to have a lot of autonomy. Like Disney's not jumping into them too much. It's like the Marvel people. No, realistically though.
Oh,
like
you mean
Marvel,
like they're not forcing Marvel to do like
Yeah.
their agenda
like Marvel is its own company
Right.
that's making its own movies
under
So-
the Disney umbrella?
Yeah, like, and then when you hear, even when the like Avengers 2 was out and they said that like the execs were really all, and it wasn't Disney execs, it was Marvel execs.
Yeah.
And you can say, oh, well, these are, part like one, two of the same thing. And you're like, no, but it's not. Like they seem to be very different. And like when you hear about them talk about things for Fox, nobody mentions Disney.
Right. They just say Fox.
They're just like, yeah, we own it. It's like the way that
Jesus,
Pepsi
kids.
owns like Taco Bell and stuff like that. The only way Pepsi owns
KFC,
Taco Bell is
'cause they serve it there.
because they serve it. It's
KFC,
not-
Taco Bell, Pizza Hut.
Yeah, that's right.
I've been to Pizza Hut forever. I want to go to their pizza buffet.
I
man.
had-
Look at this little town.
Yeah. The only reason that they put Pat Morita's name as Noriyuki Pat Morita on there, because he was born in California and all that, was
your
just to give him a
Elizabeth
little bit of
Shue.
Japanese
I forgot
cred.
she was in this.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's why I mentioned it before.
Oh, I forgot.
I had such a crush.
And you
Every
weren't talking about
movie.
Elizabeth Shue in Back to the. You're talking this one.
Yes.
Is she his little girl in this one? I don't
Yeah.
remember this movie very well.
Yeah, she's in this. Yeah, in this, she's the girlfriend in this. But yeah, I think that she was wasted on the Back to the Future movies.
Come on, yeah.
She was
She
so
should have given
marginalized.
her like a I'm lost. Like she wakes up and gets a little side plot
Yeah.
thing where she's.
Oh, Bill Conti. This is funny. I'm sorry to interrupt, even though
You're not.
we should be talking about the movie anyway.
Nah, fuck
but
it.
John G. Avildsen directed the movie, who directed Rocky, and Bill Conti, who did Gonna Fly Now, Getting Strong. Does the music for this movie.
Oh, so this guy directed Rocky?
Yeah, this is the guy who
Oh,
directed
no
the first
way.
Rocky and the fifth Rocky,
Oh,
and then he directed the first Karate Kid and the third Karate Kid.
Oh.
So he's not down with sequels until
Oh.
he realizes he doesn't have another option.
that's right. Yeah.
But he also
Yeah.
directed Lean on Me, the
Stephen King.
No, that's Stand By Me.
Oh, that's Stand By
That's
Me.
Lean on Me is Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
They used to call me Crazy Joe, but now
Yep.
they call me Batman.
Yep.
He was in The Power of One, 8 Seconds. He died last year. He died June 16th, my anniversary, 2017.
No way.
That was
Your
actually
love killed him.
yeah, actually, it's interesting like that too, though, because we were renewing our vows the day that John Avildsen died. He was actually he was originally the director of Saturday Night Fever, and he dropped out, and then he was the director of Serpico, and he got fired from that one for differences with the producer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this was written by Robert Mark Kamen. He wrote Taps. He wrote part 2 and 3 of this. He wrote Lethal Weapon 3, The Fifth Element.
He wrote The Fifth Element?
Yeah. And he wrote the Transporter series and the Taken series.
No.
Yeah, so it's a really
Oh.
eclectic thing, eh?
So he wrote all the
was
Takens and
yelling into
all the.
Yeah. And I made sure that
What were
it
the other
wasn't,
ones?
Transporter, Fifth Element.
Transporter. Fifth Element. Good one.
Yeah. I was surprised that somebody different did Lethal Weapon 3, in the middle of all of them.
Yeah, that's
they all
weird,
have such
eh?
a similar feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's clearly good at writing sequels and keeping it within the. So it was dorky mom.
Yeah.
And you tell me you don't like the gorgeous 80s hair? You know how much product is probably in there?
I want to fuck her really bad, but that's not why. She always reminds me of the woman who she was also in Who's the Boss, but she was like the landlady in Ghostbusters. It's not her, but it's
she reminds me of her.
But she was in soap. She was more recently in Mad Men and Wilfred. She's still working. She's done a lot of one-offs. She's got like 100 roles of like, I was in an episode of like Law and Order. I was in an episode of Criminal Minds. I was in an episode
you make
of
a career out of that. Like, how much money do you get for one episode of Law and
Well,
Order?
but if you're doing so many like a year, it's you're still probably you've got to be making
more than us.
Like if you're in the whole episode, like you're the mom of the murder victim or
Right.
something like that. I don't know. You got to make like 5 figures anyways, like
Something,
10 grand,
right, yeah.
like something like that. I don't know what the numbers are exactly, but you do a couple of those a year, and you're like 2, 3, or 4 of those a year.
You
and
got a
then
liquor
you're
store right down the way there. Nice.
Yeah.
Liquor and guns.
Now Ralph
2-for-1 deals on Tuesdays.
Ralph Macchio was 75 years old when they shot this movie. Like
He's gorgeous.
Oh man, no, he was actually 22 when they shot this. Hey, you remember when this happened to us, Todd?
Oh my God. I just had the best deja vu because I'm not the guy on the other side of the door.
I know. We've told the story before, but I'll tell it again really quick. Well, I was hiding on one side of the door at a fire exit. Todd was on the other side, and he burst the door open thinking he was going to scare me when I was waiting there to scare him. And then the door hit me between the eyes and then almost knocked me down a flight of
I don't
stairs.
know why we both thought, like, because, like, it was weird.
Because we always
it was,
think the exact same thing.
Yeah, it was like never before. I just had this, like, I was like, I'm going to scare him while he's walking up the stairs. I'm going to kick the door open.
We've never had that thought before.
And it was like, you almost went down the stairs, too.
Yeah.
You had this big wharf. Oh, I felt so bad. It was purple and green
really
and, like,
bad. Really bad.
Explains a lot of future issues.
So a really interesting thing, and this
pool.
is a reason why I wanted to do this movie too. We've got an upcoming TV show on YouTube Red, Cobra Kai.
Oh,
and
yes.
starring Ralph Macchio.
Oh, my God. There she is.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, so he's in it, and William Zabko plays Johnny is in it, and
It sounds interesting. I'm kind of going to check it out, I think.
I want to check it out.
It's a good idea for a show, actually.
It is, and it's like there's a lot to it. I misunderstood when I heard the original synopsis. But I don't really know what's going on. It sounded originally, and I may still be the case, but it sounds like they actually end up opening Cobra Kai together.
That's what I thought, too.
But then the trailer doesn't show that. He's basically telling you can't reopen Cobra Kai. Everything it stood for was bad. But then, like, there's also this thing that they say where he's kind of like aimless because Miyagi's now dead, like in their universe,
right?
And he's been his mentor through life, not just through karate. And now he's feeling like he owns a car dealership or whatever, or he's the manager or whatever it is. And now he's kind of feeling like, what am I supposed to? YouTube Red. It's like the paid version of YouTube.
Oh, well, forget it. I'll never see that.
We'll find it.
I'm gonna pay for. Come on, man. YouTube Red.
Yeah.
I pay for Netflix, man. I ain't paying for YouTube Red. Fuck that.
Well, this is the problem. We need one of those to win eventually. But yeah,
what do
Ralph
you mean?
Macchio, like
what?
we need
Win
like one of the
hearts
streaming.
nation?
No, one of the streaming things needs to be the only one in town, so we can buy
right.
one.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
just be done
Yeah,
with it.
yeah, come on.
But like we can't get half of the ones down here anyways, like Hulu and stuff like that.
Hulu. I don't even know why these things try and take on friggin' Netflix, man. Netflix is a beast.
I know. It's Amazon's the only one that's got any real power because it costs them, like it's almost nothing to them, and even if it is, it's a tax write-off.
Yeah, it's a shit all.
It's like, well, we're making trillions.
We
of
brought
dollars
that lady
elsewhere.
a bowl of water.
I know.
Now
I
the
thought that was
dog's
really
drinking
nice.
it.
Yeah, she's gonna drink it too. It's gonna be fine.
When she falls out of her chair loaded.
Yeah. So Ralph Macchio, anybody who doesn't really know his career, it's not a
Rookie of the
huge
year.
one. What?
There he is.
If only he was. Cool.
Kind of looks like him.
He does a little bit. Yeah. They should have made him the next Karate Kid instead of Hilary Swank. Anybody who doesn't know, Hilary Swank was the next Karate Kid.
You know.
Yeah, she's like got innies. But so Ralph Macchio, he was in The Outsiders, Stay Gold, Pony Boy.
Yeah.
He was in My Cousin
Is that
Vinny.
where that quote is from?
Yeah.
That makes that scene.
We read the book in school.
I'm talking in Step Brothers, right?
Oh,
She's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Stay Gold, Pony Boy.
Look.
But yeah, and then he was in Ugly Betty for a little bit, and not a lot of anything. He's a lot of one-off TV. He was working the entire time, just not on anything really relevant.
Right.
Pat Morita, though. Yeah, born in California, he died in 2005. Actually started as a stand-up comic.
That's right, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I do remember now that you told me that.
But his name really upsets me. He would perform under the moniker the Hip Nip. That is what he called himself. That is not me saying something racist. That is me quoting what he called himself. I like that this was everybody's idea of just like fun. He's like, hey, let's go kick a ball at a beach.
They're playing soccer.
Still, and
with no net.
Still not as gay as
game.
the Rocky on the beach scene.
Nothing's as gay.
And look at how tight this
are always
shorts is.
kind of gay, you know?
Everything was pretty gay.
Everybody's got their own ghetto blaster going, you see?
Yeah.
I had a dude walk past me in Toronto with like a new age ghetto blaster.
Oh,
I
really?
couldn't believe it. Yeah, it was new. It was just a huge Oh my God, there she is.
Yeah. Oh, she's so beautiful. Such a
She's 12.
friggin' age. I don't even care.
She's pretty hot.
I don't even care.
I
would have just fingered an inch deep.
Look, she's got some nice boobies coming in on her too.
I like that they're basically playing.
Oh, hot dog. Hey, they're hot dog.
I could never attempt a hot dog in front of a girl when we were in high school because I knew it would go badly. I tripped walking upstairs.
How old is
one
she
time.
in this movie? Am I allowed to be thinking these things?
I don't know. He's 22, so she's got to be like, because they got to kiss and stuff like that. I imagine she had to have been 18.
No, in the movie, how old is she?
Oh, in the movie,
They're
she's
in
probably
high school,
15,
right?
I think.
God damn, Elizabeth, you're right, eh?
Yeah.
Elizabeth Shue. Woo.
Oh man.
Oh my God, they just inch closer and closer over the night. Like, Jesus, get over it.
Yeah.
That feels like me at any school dance.
Yeah.
That I didn't want to go to because I hated my life.
I know. But yeah, she was in. Anybody who doesn't know, her best role is Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh my God.
It's like the best.
That movie rocks. We should watch that movie too.
We will.
Fucking A.
And then she was in Cocktail.
I feel like, you know what? I just saw her in something.
Leaving Las Vegas?
No. She's in something and I was like, man, Elizabeth Shue, she should be in more stuff.
She's in Piranha
it's
3D.
Death Wish.
Oh,
She's the wife in Death
Oh,
Wish.
yes.
That's what I saw in the commercial.
But yeah, so like more recently, well, this isn't recent. She was in Leaving Las Vegas. She was in The Saint. She was in Hollow Man.
She fell off for a while.
Yeah, she did.
I'm glad to see her. I like her.
She was in Piranha 3D, which was funny. You would think it's like, oh, all B actors. Like, how'd she like sync to that? But everybody in that movie was good. Like
The
Adam
new
Scott's
Piranha.
in that. Yeah.
That movie kicks ass.
It's really good. I've got Piranha 3D and
Piranha
3DD in my room.
3D is not nearly as good.
No,
It's still good.
It's fine.
But yeah, the first Piranha is awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, she was in Hollow Man, and then she was also in CSI for like the last couple of seasons.
Oh, that's right. Okay, good. She's been getting work.
She's been
good,
doing
good,
stuff.
good. Okay, good for here's these
So,
fucking
everybody's
assholes.
gonna be great. So yeah, the Cobra Kai begins. I still love. I'll detail it a little bit more, but there's a great fan theory that it originated before How I Met Your Mother, but it's basically Barney's entire way of life is based around the fact that William Zabka here, Johnny, is the good guy in the Karate Kid. He is the Karate Kid. He's all about like he had this girl and everything was great, and then all of a sudden this guy comes from New Jersey and steals his girl, and like he basically starts every fight that happens, and like it's funny. Like if you really like really look into it, you kind of can see how they're doing that, even though it's clearly not the case.
Right.
But it's just like one of those like
That was like in the Skateboard Kid. He had that shit coming.
yeah.
Drives his skateboard through the guy's whole lair, breaks the place apart. Of course they're going to be pissed off at you.
I love like this music. I like that this music is what's playing on the boombox, but it just happened to coincide perfectly with the evil guys showing up.
I love when that happens.
I had that boom. Well, my dad had that boombox, and then I remember when the cassette player broke. Like the thing broke off, so you couldn't play cassettes in it anymore.
Oh, like
it would just play radio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the inserter.
Closer,
Yeah. God, that's what we used to listen to music on, guys.
Oh my buddy, what a dick!
That thing was probably $400 back then. He said, "Don't touch it." William Zabka still owns that jacket.
Oh, he does.
He has. Yeah, he said he
jacket.
still has it.
I always one day I'm going to. You know what? I had a buddy back in the day. I really like this. I like leather jackets.
Yeah.
I just never thought that like they were like for me, but like my buddy never helped me out with it because I went to look at a leather jacket and he was like, "You look stupid in that" and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, thanks." Like, you know what I mean? Like, it had this cool skull in the back. I really liked it.
Yeah.
And ever since I've been watching Jessica Jones, she has this cool leather jacket. And I'm like, man, I don't want one of those leather jackets like. You know, I want some flaps and like some spikes and like I want to put patches on it, you know?
Yeah.
I look like a real badass.
You got to punch
you
it.
just punch him in the face?
Yeah. It looked like that looked like a better connection than literally anything in Rocky movies.
Oh, jeez.
Like Rocky movies, nothing looks like it's ever
it's like
connecting
a
even
mile
close.
away.
But that one looks like he actually legit
Dude, you
came
can't
with what he
use
knows.
your kung fu skills against a regular guy.
So Billy Zabka here, he wasn't not in a lot of like major stuff, but he was in Back to School. He was like the prick diver who was like with Rodney Dangerfield's son.
Oh.
He was in European Vacation. He was in the TV show The Equalizer. He was in a movie called Shoot Fighter with Martin Kove, who plays his sensei in this movie.
Hey,
so
kind of weird, eh?
Yeah, he was in Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah.
He appears as himself in How I Met Your Mother, which is how like all that stuff occurs.
You see what just happened with him? I got a girl this way too.
Yeah.
I got beat up at a bar.
Oh yeah.
I was with this girl and I got the shit kicked out of me.
Yeah.
Actually, I won that fight, but I looked worse, right? I looked way worse. Buddy sucker punched me in the face. And then she came to the hospital with me and she's like, "You're so tough. I don't regret hitting you. You're so tough."
Nice.
There was blood everywhere. Thankfully, I broke my nose, but just at the top.
Yeah.
Like, so it wasn't at the side. I was so, when he punched me in the face, I was like, "You motherfucker." Yeah. Like,
this is the end.
Yeah. I lost it.
God, he looks more beat up here than he did after the fire in The Outsiders. And that killed him.
Come on.
He literally died in that.
Oh my God. I think I kicked them eggs a little longer that way. Jesus.
Those look gray.
Ugh.
Tried the gray stuff.
Those are
it's
American
delicious.
eggs.
Although she did cook bacon
of some kind of a pie or something.
I was gonna say it looks like it looks like a Carvel cake, like an ice cream
I could
cake.
go for one of those. I haven't had a piece of ice cream cake in forever.
I do all the time.
I could go for a piece of your birthday cookie.
Oh, I haven't done that in ages. Yeah. So the role of the Karate Kid was offered to a lot of people. Actually, Sean Penn was the first person offered the role. Turned it down because he wanted adult roles.
Okay, based on this timeline of his age, what did he do? He was already in, but if he's this age and they wanted him for the Karate Kid, maybe he did that movie where he went to prison or whatever.
That's
Juvie.
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the one. And Charlie Sheen also turned down the role.
Yeah.
So this was right around Ferris Bueller and stuff like that. So he was around that age. And he looked too old then. He looked like he had AIDS then anyways.
Too old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great Cruel Summer, man. Great song.
I wish the guy from the last movie wrote the songs. What was his name? From Ernest. He should have done. Forget these real songs.
Yeah, we didn't. I didn't look.
I want a song about this guy
that.
riding his bike, wearing his shades and a backpack on.
Biking, shades, and a backpack, but no homework. He's not started in his school. So that's as good.
Very catchy.
Yeah. Look at those, like, are those aviators back there? Like, I don't know if those are called aviators.
I dig it,
just
man.
dark ass shades, though.
It's gonna be my next real purchase, man. I'm gonna get a leather jacket. I've always wanted one.
Yeah, I had a nice like lambskin leather jacket. I like the soft leather jackets. Like,
I want something badass looking.
I don't know. My last leather jacket was like more like an aviator style, and I couldn't move in the shoulders.
Ooh, I like those.
It's a nice jacket. I just couldn't move in it.
I like that look, though. I like that. Yeah, I know what you're saying, right? You're all restricted. It's fucking hot in here again.
So yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Don't be.
So.
Look at the shirtless Joe over there. Yeah. I bet you when he bends over, his balls hang right out.
I remember being weirded out at the idea of gym uniforms until we went to junior high, and then we got gym uniforms.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
I hated it. I hated changing in the... Oh, my God.
Look at all the tight buns
That's exactly what I was looking at.
Teenage buns. We're in our late 30s, everybody.
Don't remind them. There goes all my 15-year-old girl fan mail.
I know. So Elizabeth Shue was actually in the middle of going to Harvard when this movie was being made, so she actually had to interrupt her studies, like briefly, like she took like a little leave and shot this movie. Oh, this is good.
She's a natural.
Yeah.
I believe her.
I think that the other part of this should have been she wins the karate tournament. She's just naturally good at everything.
In and out of nowhere just steals it.
Yeah, it's always you see her in the background of the tournament, always winning fights and stuff. But like it's so out of focus.
But
she's got to win
back there.
Yeah.
You don't see her definitive win, but you see her back there fighting.
See, no, I was picturing her doing like backflip kicks,
right,
and
like hurricane and people and like standing moonsaults.
Like he was the perfect '80s bad guy, right? That guy there who played who's
smirky Bob there.
He was actually his name's Ron Thomas, and he is like the only legit martial artist in this movie. He actually in 1994, so well after this movie came out, he won the World Jiu-Jitsu Championship.
No shit.
And
he's the best of the best. Mm-hmm. Whoa. And was that actually her?
Yeah,
I think it was.
Yeah. And like Billy Zabka there, he didn't know karate at all when he did this movie. He was actually like a wrestler in high school and stuff like that. Oh, he swept the leg. I wonder if that's foreshadowing for later. Oh.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Whoa, there you go, buddy. Don't put up with any bullshit. He's from Jersey.
That coach looks like the same coach from Grease. Well, you also punched him in the face. He hooked you. That's a penalty. You then attacked him.
What a bunch of turds. You see the Cobra Kai in this movie?
Yeah.
This is like sailing. I'm that poor bastard right there.
Yeah.
And those assholes are the guys that I sail with.
And I'm Elizabeth Shue just off to the side going, I wish I could do something about this.
You can, Joe. Just love me.
I attempted that backflip and then I broke my neck. Remember when I did break my neck? Well, not really break it, but
it was close. It seemed like, man, I was worried.
That was my third ever wrestling match.
I was worried, man. I saw you land right on your head, dude. And I was like, oh shit! Like,
I folded at the neck. It was the worst. I still feel it.
Yeah,
My neck is still
you
bad.
probably did some real fucking damage to the old thing there.
The neck is Maximus.
Yes, exactly. The discs. There you go. The discs.
Yes.
I'm sure this guy just walked in.
Well, he's the super. He's allowed to.
Oh, well, he just digging whatever, eh? Just gonna dig through her underwear drawer.
So so Pat Morita, he got into Sanford and Son. He was a regular on Sanford and Son, playing the character Chu, because that was the most racist show in the world, despite the fact that it starred only people of different races.
No, see, the thing is, man, I'm down with that kind of thing. Who gives a fuck?
If it's playful, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like they were like, oh, hockey tucky and bowing at him all the time. I don't think. I didn't ever saw it.
I never saw it either. But I mean, you gotta deal with them, right? And the show's filled with all people of different nationalities all laughing at each other, like marital children.
And he played Arnold in Happy Days.
If it's all tongue in cheek, what's the fucking problem?
Yeah, I hear you. He was also in Babes in Toyland, the TV version with Keanu Reeves, Honeymoon in Vegas. He was in Bloodsport 2 and 3.
Nice.
He was the sensei in that.
With Buddy from, wasn't Bloodsport 2 the guy from, you found out that he was beating his wife? He was in,
no, that's Kickboxer.
TGIF?
That was Kickboxer.
Oh, Kickboxer. You know who I'm talking about? Sasha something? What was his name?
Yeah, I can't remember his full name. It was Sasha something. It was Step by Step.
Step by Step.
Damn. He was Cody. You
don't like that hair? Look at her hair. Look at those bangs.
I'm actually no. I'm fine with her. It's really the short 80s hair.
Crush on her
anyways. Yeah, no, but it's the short that girl. No good.
Dig it.
Short 80s hair. I can't deal. But it's it's bananas. But yeah, Pat Morita, going back to him, he also played the Emperor in Mulan. He's the first Asian American nominated for an Oscar.
Oh.
But he's also one of 4 actors to be nominated for an Oscar and a Razzie for playing the exact same character. He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for this, nominated for Worst Supporting Actor for Karate Kid, the next Karate Kid. And then,
so he pulled a Sandra Bullock.
Yeah. But
we're not the same year, though.
No, but here's what's interesting. The 3 other people, also directed by John G. Avildsen. Sylvester Stallone, Talia Shire, and Burt Young, all nominated for Oscars for the early Rocky movies, all nominated for Razzies for part 4 and 5.
Nice.
So
like the Razzie
so John G.
Meister.
Avildsen, and he's there's a documentary about him that he's the king of the underdog. His movies are all about underdogs and stuff like that, right? So I like that. That's one of the things he puts in. He's the karate champion of the army.
Yeah.
And one thing that you have in all your karate tournaments in the army, a giant machine gun.
What was this guy in?
Now,
this guy's in a lot of shit.
So this is Martin Covey. He's one of those guys who he's in some big stuff, but mostly little stuff. So yeah, his name's Martin Cove. He was in Rambo First Blood Part 2 with Charles Napier from the previous one we did. He was on Cagney and Lacey. He was in Wyatt Earp, but he has 216 credits to his name. This guy goes forever. But again, and he was in that Shoot Fighter that I was talking about. He was in all the Shoot Fighter movies. But yeah, he's just he's got one of those crazy careers, and he'll just show up in things. All these guys are on. There was a Canadian show called Twice in a Lifetime, where basically you die, and then instead of they're deciding whether or not you should go to heaven, so they send you back in time to a spot where you screwed up somebody else's life, and if you can go back in time and fix their life, then you might be able to save your own.
Okay, that's kind of neat, right?
And then Martin Cove, I'm pretty sure, was in it. Ralph Macchio was definitely in it. He played a cop who who went dirty at one point and ended up getting his partner killed or something like that.
Oh, so he wanted to go back in time to save his partner.
It was an interesting show.
It sounds like an interesting concept.
It was an interesting concept. It was just really cheap, and I had a really hard time because a lot of the show was shot in the area where I work. So like I can't,
I know what
completely
you
taken
mean,
out when it's like, oh yeah, I walk by that place to buy a hot dog.
I love that in movies, man. Oh fuck. What a bunch of turds these guys are.
I know. So here's one of the best things about this movie. They don't talk about it a lot in this movie. I think there was a deleted scene or something they talk about where it really goes into depth. She moved him across the country because she got some great job in computers. They're not even a week in, and she's the hostess at a restaurant. So she lost her she lost her computer job the day she got there.
Right.
Essentially.
Yeah, they don't really.
Yeah.
Is that what she said in the beginning? That she had a sweet computer gig? She lied.
Yeah. Well, there was. It's all
she
laid
thinks
out
that
somewhere.
the new cash register they got is a fancy computer.
Probably. No, I think what happened was would you ever be able to have this conversation with your mom? Did you meet any girls at school that you want to date? Like, I couldn't have that conversation with my mom. It's
I
weird.
don't know if I could either.
Like, once things got, like, as an adult and things get serious, but you don't get the, is she cute? I can't have that conversation with her.
Well, I know parents that are like that with their kids.
Like, I would try my best to be supportive and all that, but I can't do the gossipy, like, let's lay down on our stomachs on the beds and kick our feet in the air
and like talk
eat
about
popcorn and
I think I could.
Yeah.
I think if I had a daughter, I could put my hair up in curlers and listen to her ramble on about all this bullshit.
I would hear her out, but it's that whole thing is, do you like
tell
anybody?
me.
Like it's that attitude.
See, that seems like the conversation she would have with her daughter.
Yeah.
And the dad would be more like, hey, you meet any chicks? Or like, how's it going? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Did you get your dinky stinky yet? So I like it. See, I had almost the exact same experience, but replaced the Cobra Kai with Geese. And
they've been haunting him forever.
We have a large bike trail along the Welland Canal.
Awesome.
And
it's like my favorite thing to do in the summer, man.
I used to ride that bike trail like 10 kilometers one way, 10 kilometers back. Like it's all the way, as far down as it would go and back, but also from home.
Yep.
And that it ended up being about a 20-kilometer trip.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And then one time there was all these geese on the thing, and I kind of like slowly went past them. But then when I came back, they all charged me, and I went down the hill exactly
will fuck you
like
up,
this.
bro.
Yes.
They will fuck you. You did right off the thing, eh?
Yeah, I went down. Like I didn't do the big tumble. I like slid.
I gotta get my bike fixed, dude. I love riding my bicycle.
Yeah.
It kills me not being able to ride my bike.
I like riding bike, but it's like my knees are so friggin' bad that it's hard to do what I used to do. I remember like back in high school, I would go on those rides all the time. Like it's pouring rain, I'd ride everywhere.
Me too.
Until I got that bike stolen thanks to Spawn. But they don't say the word.
Don't say it. Don't say it out loud. Every now and then I want to make a joke about us watching Spawn. We can't watch Spawn.
No.
We cannot watch Spawn ever.
The same thing we said in the very first episode. If we do Spawn, we have to kill ourselves. Yeah, on the way.
They'll be like, oh, Todd killed himself, but then it'll be the weirdest. You'll be like, what the hell? Like, he bounced the toaster off of the kitchen wall. It bounced off the floor, went off the thing, went down the hallway and into the bathtub. Then I got in the bathtub afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll be one of these things where it's like, how the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like on paper it makes no sense.
Maybe like, it was an accident.
Oh,
fucking Spawn.
Yeah.
What
Something
the
that's
fuck
interesting.
Is that?
I have no idea.
Oh my god, the house is like imploding.
Yeah, I think it was just the pipes. But the yeah, you should have probably at least talked to him a little bit. Or just do exactly or just do what you did in the second one, where he's like, she got a new job or whatever again, and then he's like, "Can you just live with? Just live with the super for a while? Can't you just do that?" You
don't understand. You can't just pick up and move, man.
I like these, but they did. They literally just did that.
Yeah.
They literally just picked up and moved,
yeah.
And then they just pick up and move again. But this time it's totally fine. It's just like live with the Asian old man who you have a weird friendship with. Like it's
He's
just
a cool guy. Come
spoiler
on.
alert. They end up together.
Hey, that looks like she kind of look like.
She's got a little Kirsten Dunst in her.
Ooh, these girls kind of look like they're walking home to get killed by Michael Myers.
What was the font? That girl had something. It said "flip" something in like a Saved by the Bell font. This movie has got the music in it, man. This is like
have killer music, right?
Music. So you'll find a lot of Coke products in this movie, like you saw Minute Maid in the scene when they were making breakfast before, when he takes off really fast.
Super busy thinking about Elizabeth Shue in the shower, I guess.
Right? Yeah, probably. But it's because Coke owned Columbia Pictures when this came out. So that's probably why these places were starting to go. Like, I know, like, Sony, when they first started, they were tanking because they had never made movies before, and they were like, oh, how hard could it be? And then they realized, oh, it's actually pretty fucking difficult. And then they, like, got destroyed, and then it was a big money infusion that, like, saved them.
Right.
And then they hired people who knew what they were doing.
Knew how to do shit.
Other
than make Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, they headhunted, from, like, all over all the other big places and stuff like that. That girl, there always has to be the bitchy 80s friend. She's like, her name should always be like Nancy Cockblock. Like, that's just...
No, and she cockblocks, but then at the party she tries to get with ya.
Yeah, that'd be good. That was, I think
I'd be cool with that party.
Yeah, nobody invited me to those parties.
I showed up anyways.
We had the most incestuous parties in the world. It was just our close group of friends that only had 2 girls.
Yo.
What?
Every group of friends was like that.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe it would have been better if there's more girlfriends, but every group was like that.
Yeah, because like that was our one mistake, because like you'd see
one.
Well, it was the one that was the most bothersome.
List.
But it was like the idea, because you'd see other groups and there was like they had a good ratio of guys to girls. So like if like one would disappear, you'd always get some more.
Stuff, right?
Yeah, but they were like, but our jocks were nice.
Yeah, they weren't that bad actually.
It was some of the football
our
guys
were pretty. Everybody was pretty all right.
Some of the football guys were bad, but our basketball jocks were awesome. Really nice guys. Like
because we were funny dudes, so they didn't really.
Yeah. But like they just weren't shitty to anybody though. It was the football guys were shitty to anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, the football guys were dicks.
Yeah.
Bunch of fucking dicks. But this is what happens, right? This is what I was thinking about when the movie started. Like, in the day, in high school they get the ladies, but later on in life we get them.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not, because now they're old and jaded and like, all these.
Yeah, but I just got the one and I married her.
Exactly.
It's like, what the hell? And now she won't let me cheat mercilessly. It's friggin', it's stupid.
What a bitch.
But I told her.
What the hell? It's just a marriage.
I told her about our conversation from a couple weeks ago where I called her a whore for cheating in space, even though we could like travel light speed and stuff like that.
Oh, right. And the different space area code.
She was actually way more okayed with it than I thought. Yeah.
Because she knows.
Tune back into that one. It was actually good. It was a good philosophical question.
I think it was actually.
Yeah. Well, she just didn't do the right math. She wasn't one of the what's the name? One of the hidden figures.
The hidden figures.
Who could do that?
I got some figures to hide.
Yeah.
Oh, Miyagi's taking him under his wing now.
So anyway, so we made up, and I got some hidden fingers.
Ooh, yeah.
Because we still only finger.
I'll give you $10 if I can smell your hand right now. Not the one you fingered her with.
Yeah. Smells like buffalo fingers.
Sweet.
Delish. I like so much. I feel bad for him because he always had to play like the super Asian guys. Like now in Happy Days that wasn't true. But like everything else, he's always like this affected thing.
Weird
he's got a California
Happy Days
accent.
in the old school one where you'd think they would be more stereotyping, but no, he was just a regular, right? Like
that was like the only one.
Yeah, which is weird.
And my favorite thing is he's always looked like this. So another guy who I was just gonna say he was in Three Ninjas too, but that was our other Asian from our other movies like Tremors and stuff
exactly.
like that. Graboids.
Your graboids high five.
Yeah. I was doing
your
graboid.
finger bang hand.
Yeah. Yep, I injured it.
My buddy makes these killer models with these bonsai trees in them and stuff, right? Fake ones, but they look just like they're real.
Yeah.
I'm serious. He's making big money off these things now, dude. You should see them. They're amazing.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome. Good for him.
I'll show them to you.
Yeah, that's
He would like to have another person on Twitter because he's so pissed off with us that we have way more.
I'll follow him. But he's got to follow us.
No.
Oh, fuck it then. I like she's always got this face like, oh, look at my little guy making friends.
Oh, look at he's eating her pussy out. Oh,
probably.
Let mama show you how it's done.
And then moves the girl out of the way and starts riding on Daniel. She
keeps saying bonsai. Yeah. Bonsai.
Remember
bonsai?
Yeah. No, they're gonna get there. But I picture too, like even like in school scenes, he's sitting there writing, and you see in the background, and she's like looking in the window, like, "Oh,
my boy.
He's doing homework."
His book. Oh, that's my boy taking a poo poo. Mom, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I'm 37 years old.
Get the fuck.
I hope that she gets a role in Cobra Kai. Though,
I'm joining the Cobra Kai if you don't leave me the fuck alone.
That would have been amazing.
His own mother's the Cobra Kai.
They should have done another version of this where he joins the Cobra Kai, becomes friends with all those guys, and then just like shits on the Super all the time because he's a different race. It's just,
Just shits all over him, eh?
he's just such a scrawny little nothing. That's probably the other problem. No, Ralph Macchio.
Danielson.
See, to me, I think that's another reason why Sean Penn looks like he would have murdered the Cobra Kai.
That's
like
the
he would have
problem,
taken
yeah.
a switchblade and
just
stabbed
stabbed
them
them
in the
all to
throat.
death. Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, and then he'd say to all his friends, there's actually a part we've missed in this. You know, his friend that he kicked the door and like makes friends with at the beginning? He loses that fight and they are no longer friends.
Huh?
That's it. You don't see him again in this movie
Yeah.
because he gets his ass kicked and there's a shot of him just going like
Really?
and then they don't speak to each other again in this movie.
Oh, I thought you were making that up.
No, that legitimately occurs. And that would be like the way we met, and we briefly went over this before. The way Todd and I met was before grade 1. I was playing outside because we were living in a world back then when you could play outside when you were 3 or 4.
Yeah, where you're not stuck
when
to a
you not
fucking
get kidnapped.
or you're not stuck staring at a fucking tablet.
Yeah. Well, I had my tablet because I'm from the future. But and like my friend in this building who was a weird bully only occasionally because his dad didn't live here.
Right.
And like he like pushed me down and he was like trying to bully me, and then Todd comes out of nowhere, literally just moved into the building and then just pushed him off of me, and then we're like, want to be best friends? And you know, that's how it works. And it's literally been that forever. And Todd keeps pushing people off of me, and I'm like, she's my wife and we're having sex. And like, so stop it. You can stay and watch, but don't push her off of me anymore. But so he does what?
Like,
so then I get on
like
top of
the
it. He pushes
animal.
me into her.
I'm like, it's added thrust.
Yeah.
I love that costume.
That is a great
That
costume.
is awesome.
But it's really kind of
Yes.
selfish and cumbersome.
Yes.
It's taking up half the dance floor.
I went once as the World Trade Center.
Yes, I remember
the
you
year
telling me
after,
this
and
story.
my God, the costume was humonstrous, and I could, not to mention the sheer appalled nature of the room.
Yes, because
Made me take it off. I also couldn't.
I feel
fit,
like you did this
anywhere.
October of 2001.
Yeah,
like it was
No,
literally
seriously,
as
it
too
was.
soon.
It
Yeah.
was either this. It was either the same year or the year after.
Yeah.
Awesome costume. I put a lot of work in it too.
Wow.
Ooh, she still likes him. You know, see, because he gave
I
her a
wish we
little
were
bit of
hanging out
attitude.
that time. We could have been the Twin Towers.
We.
It would have been great.
Yeah,
But mine, because
honestly,
I'm shorter, I would be the one that was
honestly,
slowly caught. Like I was
one
caught
of
first.
my. Probably one of my biggest regrets in life is the time period that we were not speaking.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, and it was for nothing. We never fought.
No,
it was just
no.
oh, he's doing, and it was kind of like, well, he's doing his thing.
Yeah, you were
so I'll just let
injured
it
too.
be.
It was after. It was like when you had that
Yeah.
thing. You know,
I had
when
that surgery.
That surgery.
Yep,
And
that was
I
right.
started kind of going this way a bit, and you
Yep.
you went this way, or actually you
Well,
kind
it
of
was
stayed
college.
this way, and I kind of
Yeah, it was college because you moved to Toronto.
yeah.
And then it was just kind of, and then it got weird because I was working in Toronto, and I was like, would have been the easiest time.
It
But
would
then
have,
I
yeah.
didn't really know how to reach out. Like I didn't know how to find you.
No.
And then it was kind of,
And
then I
years
heard
go by,
like,
and I think you're mad at me and stuff, and I don't know.
yeah.
Man, the fucking gym, eh?
What? That was
Wonderful.
just world.
That was
give it
like
up
the
to
most
World Gym.
wonderful moment of my life.
I remember
in
that
so long.
We were both just at the gym. We happened to be at the same.
I was
gym
crying.
working out.
If I
It
was crying
so
at the
good.
gym, fuck man.
Oh man, it was so good.
It gets me choked up right now thinking about it. Actually.
Well, now we've got this.
Yeah, we do.
And as long as we have no viewers, we have nothing to tear us apart.
Market A. Yeah, right.
There's
Nothing
actually
to tear us away.
get off my wife.
Cheats on me with another podcast. Fucking pooping everywhere.
I'm sorry, man. If they understand who's got the skills to make the mills.
That's right, baby.
There's a
That's
great
right.
there's a great bit actually in that Cobra Kai trailer if you watch it, where he's like, it looks like he's chaperoning like a high school Halloween party or whatever, and somebody dressed like one of the skeletons walks by, and you can see he has that little moment of
Right.
whoa, like Sean Penn legitimately called
like
Ralph
that he
Macchio
tries
the
to do-
greatest actor of
Really?
this time.
Sean Penn.
Yeah, Sean Penn was like, this guy is the man.
No way.
Yeah,
That's
which
a good compliment.
I know. I totally disagree. I don't think he was that good.
I think he's really good in this
he's
movie.
good in the movie, but I don't think like it's like Keanu Reeves. There's things he can be
he's
good in.
spinning one up. Tie stick, tie bud, 70s style.
To me, of all the things I picture these guys doing, like bad stuff, The one thing I don't picture is pot. I picture them being like pure of like they're like I don't touch that shit.
Yeah, but they just but they go out and like just be fucking assholes.
Yeah. Just beat up.
I like that he's getting a small measure of fucking move.
But again,
buddy.
he started the fight and got beat up. Then he started another fight with him and got beat up.
He didn't start the first fight.
Well, like the other guy was being an asshole, but then he like gets into fight mode with him.
Right.
And then he actually is the first one to hit. He hits Johnny. This is a good moment. Oh, why did they all like? Could you imagine being in a group of friends who all decide? I don't know, just like I
thought she was Leia for a minute.
That would have been that's maybe why I love her. Because he caused a massive car accident.
This is like some goofy like Iraqian guy with his giant. It looked like his giant whatever they put on their heads, like flowing through the wind.
Yeah. He looks like the guy from Bloodsport, the Iranian.
Yeah.
But they're in a parking lot.
Why were people cheapest costumes ever? They're not even trying.
I know. But why were people driving so fast in this parking lot where they'd veer off and crash into another car? Like, you know how slow you drive in a parking lot? If you even look at the brakes, your car stops.
Not in the 80s.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah, it's their heavier cars back then. Running for their life. But like, could you imagine us as our group of friends all dressing up in the exact same costume for a Halloween party? Like, this is the codependency of the Cobra
Oh my
Kai.
God, completely. Well, a lot of these bully dudes are like that, right? The moment you get one of them alone, it's not going to happen. It's like that pack mentality, right?
That would have been the best.
Because they're the little fucking wimps.
That would have been the best if he death wished and he met them like one by one and he just kicked the fuck out of them and they're just crying.
Yeah. That's the alternate.
Yeah.
What? See, you're not supposed to. Like, the one thing I learned, I wasn't in Kung Fu very long there.
Yeah.
But the one thing I learned is, like, if you're trained, you can't be beating up somebody like this, man.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, that was a big thing because I took karate and I was actually, like, for a very young kid, I was quite good at it. But the
you
problem.
You stuck with it.
I should have, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things because I was giving up all my Saturdays. It was times that I could have been spending with my friends and I would go there at like 9 o'clock in the morning and be there till 5. Like, it was just, yeah, but anyways, like I never fought anybody, and I'd back out of everything
he
because
took his face right off.
It was the number. I know he would have totally killed him.
Like,
but he, So, anyways, Pat Morita's stunt double here was like hitting people way too hard. So
they're kids, bud.
So they were all but they're all stunt guys too, and so the one double was like I can't deal with this anymore. So Pat Morita's
I wake up with this exact vision all the time.
I know, it's usually me though in khakis. But yeah, so the stunt double's like, let me bring in my students. He's like, we'll do this in one take. And they did that whole scene in one take. And like they've hired all the guys. One of the stunt doubles though is a distant descendant of Davy Crockett.
No.
Yep. He's the one who's
so
got
they're
the
like, you're hitting
skin.
me too hard. And he's like, fuck this. I'm bringing my dudes in. We're going to do this thing.
Yeah, essentially. He's like, he's like, because we go all out. We make it look good.
Yeah.
Not
he's like in those Tony Jaa movies where you're like, Jesus Christ, he's killing these poor stunt guys.
Well, because it's Thailand.
Like,
you are literally
my
allowed to
God,
kill them.
like I got a role today. I'm dying, but we're gonna get a half decent paycheck. His wife's like, that's all I've ever wanted.
I know.
It was for you to die and me to get all the money.
I know.
That's what every woman wants.
I know.
Don't you forget that, Joe.
I'm sorry.
Don't you forget that.
I'm putting it in my new script of what women want. Who was
what
it?
women want
They're doing what men want. I assume it's a remake.
Oh my God, the movie's 5 minutes long.
It's like Taraji P. Henson. Yeah,
5 minutes.
Yeah, you just hear pussy, 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 pussy,
Yeah.
pussy, pussy, pussy,
Done.
pussy, 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 pussy. And then one guy goes, dick. Just.
And most of the guys that were saying pussy are like, yeah, no, I'm actually with that guy.
I wouldn't say no.
Yeah. Yes.
Is it a trade situation? Because I could stomach that.
Lips is lips.
Yeah.
Let me tell ya.
The first thing I do is make him toss my salad.
Why can't we have a Miyagi like in our life?
I know.
I need a life coach. I make wrong decisions constantly
I know.
on purpose.
But
because
I
I don't have a life coach.
But how great is his life decision? He's the super in like essentially a California slum.
He's one with the universe. Who cares about your job?
Yeah, well, he's all he's doing is
that your
trimming
job
trees.
doesn't mean your station. It doesn't mean anything. You just,
Yeah, I'm always very confused by him because he does that, but also he owns more cars than Jay Leno in this movie.
Yeah.
And he's got like this nice crazy house that he's redoing. Like he's doing like $50,000 worth of like innovations to it.
The city slowly makes things as he solves crimes and fights bad guys and all this stuff. They're like, okay, you took on the Yakuzas today. We're going to put up a wall.
Yeah.
It's like a whole deal that they have.
Yeah.
It's like a payment plan.
Empty.
What?
Empty. Well, it's weird because karate does literally translate from empty to empty hand, but I learned a lot of weapons in karate.
Sometimes your hands aren't enough, bro. Sometimes you got 5 dudes with skeleton masks coming at you.
I really benefited from other people quitting karate before me because I got all their weapons and shit.
You steal from the
a
dead.
friend of ours, Louis, who he was in karate. He had started karate before me, and his parents bought him a bow staff and tonfas, and then he quit like right after. And I was like, I'll do bow staff and tonfas, and then he gave me both of them. So
Hell yeah!
I wish I still had that bow staff. It was really good.
Yeah, that shit is cool.
It was a really nice one. It was bamboo, and it was like beautifully crafted. It was.
You see what you should have said? Hey man, I'm the closest guy that owns this. Let me take it with me.
Well, I did. Yeah. Well, I mean, I did own it. And I think I sold it to somebody else who was doing karate.
Oh, well, good. Well, as long as you made a couple bucks off of it.
Yeah. I think I sold it to a large turtle who was wearing a purple bandana.
Turtle enough for the turtle club.
Turtle.
Yeah, I didn't last in the karate very long. I said, screw that.
Yeah.
Well, also, like, nobody was paying for it. My father was supposed to pay for the fucking deadbeat. And he stopped. And, of course, then my mother had to pay for it.
He was probably just upset because you were doing all that kicking.
Oh, my.
Again,
He's
Todd.
got no leg.
Yeah. Yeah, I went there.
He lost it in a terrible freak accident. Still funny as hell.
You know why my dad's not good at karate? He's dead. Just because what's good for the goose.
That's
I wasn't
right,
going to just hit it on you.
Tit for tat, right? Tit for tat. I like that. I like that. You know, that's what I like about you, Joe.
Yeah.
Once you pierced my darkest, deepest nerve, you went for your own, too.
I was waiting. That's what I like about you. You like that my dad's dead?
Oh, my
That's
God.
weird.
Oh.
That's like something. That's something like a
You've
really
got
shitty
something
girlfriend would
I've
say.
always wished.
Oh God! Don't finish the sentence for your own sake.
Now I'm down.
Let's just cry for the remainder of this movie.
Yeah, well, I can save myself for later, right? I'll just throw it in there right now.
I hear you. The movie's long enough. We can get back into it.
Oh fuck yeah! Oh, our audience hears us cry all the time.
I know.
You cry when you get a remainder in long division.
Oh, I love that. That was really good.
Okay, what is it? This is their first meeting.
Well, not their first meeting. It's their. It's
Wow.
their.
It's their
after it
first.
gets-
Hey, maybe I'll train ya.
Yes.
Miyagi beat up underagers there, by the way. And this is the 80s, so nobody gives a shit. They don't give a shit that he's being bullied, and they damn sure don't give a shit that Mr. Miyagi just beat up a bunch of fucking high school kids.
Bobby Moynihan tells this great story on it was the Chris Gethard show, back in its cable access days. He was talking about a kid got into a fight with another kid, and the one kid's like, the kid was the bully. His dad was there, and he's like, come on, beat the shit out of him and all this. And he was losing the fight, so he got out and he kicked the other kid. And he's like, we were all young, but we're like, he can't fucking do that.
Like the dad.
Yeah, the dad like, kicked the kid and like ended the fight.
Kicks the kid. Even then, everybody's like, whoa, that's
I tell
way
you, though,
outside the rules.
I tell you, though, there are some times when I just want to beat the shit out of a child. And, like, not mine, or not even, like, a little
Just
kid.
a kid,
But there's
yeah.
just somebody who's just
Yeah.
being a shit.
Yeah.
And, like, they're just like, I'm just like, hey, don't do that, guys. Like, you can't punish them. You can't
Well, no,
be like...
it's
you know,
usually like you're at the store or something, and their kid is going fucking ballistic, and it's like, God forbid, you can't tell them, like, can you shut your kid up? You know, because they'll be like, fuck, you don't even have to, you don't...
Well, I had a dream one time. Well, what really happened one time, there was a kid who was literally jumping up and down on my car.
Right?
In the
It's a
parking
dream.
lot. No, this was real, this part.
Oh.
And I ran down there, and by the time I got down there, they were gone. And I found out who the parent
You know,
was.
and back in the day, too, like, if this was in the 80s,
Yeah.
and there was some fucking kid jumping out, you could go down there, you could grab him by the scruff of his neck and bring him into the building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give him a
And-
spanking, no, because he deserves it. But now, if you were to do that now, you're in the wrong, because that kid's got problems because his dad's not around, so he lashes out by jumping on cars. It's not his fault. Like, you're a monster.
So you know what I would do? I'd fuck his mom, become his dad, and then fucking murder him. But the
I guess that's okay.
yeah, no, but I had the dream after this that the exact same thing was occurring. The guy third from the front there with the short blonde hair,
Yeah.
Steve McQueen's son.
No.
Yes.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one, actually.
He plays Dutch in this, and his name is Chad McQueen.
Chad McQueen.
He looks like a Chad.
Look, he just came rolling up. He's gonna. Did he notice Miyagi, or is he pretending
Not
he
yet.
didn't?
Not yet. I like that the guy's doing punches with an arm that's not there. His arm's in a sling, but he's still doing the moves like he's doing a punch with that arm.
Right.
But
he knows he's there. He's trying to show off.
No doubt.
They're old enemies, right?
He doesn't
Miyagi
know
and this guy?
at this point. No, they're not old enemies.
Oh, they're not.
No, he doesn't like Asians because he was in Vietnam. That's basically all you've got. He doesn't say that, but that's what I.
And they do kung fu better than him.
Yeah,
and
no
he's
doubt.
pissed.
Yeah. Well, imagine being a guy who owns a karate dojo and then not being as good a teacher as a super. Like, it's just like, it is what it is.
He's got some ego problems, this guy.
I used to be good. Okay, so the black gentleman here, we know him from one of our movies. Take a quick look, see if you
I think I know. I think
it's
it's a Wormser.
It's not Wormser, it's Lamar.
Lamar.
Yeah.
Oh, my
so
God.
Larry B. Scott from...
He's in the Cobra Kai.
Yeah, but he was in Revenge of the Nerds. He was the gay guy from Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh my God.
He's also Tasty in Fear of a Black Hat.
Ice melts when the tea gets hot.
Such a great thing. But yeah, so that was his entire thing. And he took these roles because he wanted to be more of a tough guy after playing the gay guy in the Revenge of the Nerds movies. But he's less tough in
even
this.
gayer.
Yeah, he looks less tough in this than
he
anything
took
else.
on the fucking alpha whatevers in Revenge of the Nerds, man. That's straight up.
Exactly.
You know, gay, straight,
exactly,
whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
He stuck up for himself.
Yeah, he took on Donald Gibb, who was in Bloodsport. So I mean, that's double tough. So apparently,
Miyagi gave him that.
Yeah. So apparently there was rumor that Chuck Norris turned down the role of Kreese.
This guy.
Because he didn't want to he didn't want to show karate teachers in a bad light. And then they asked him way later if that was true, and he said, no, I was never offered the role. But had I been offered the role, I would have turned it down for exactly that reason. So he's like,
there must be evil karate teachers out there, Chuck. Come on.
Yeah. Well, like everything.
But there are bad guy ninjas.
Well, it's like the Mighty Ducks too. Like they made evil hockey players.
Oh, they're all evil.
Right?
Oh, we know that for years. The whole league's been fucking run by the devil since 72, man.
I know.
That's why the Leafs don't win.
Bunch of evil fuckers.
Yeah. Oh my God. Did they rumble?
Get 'em on the mat. No. Well, in part 2 they do, which was supposed to be the end of this movie. Do you remember?
I don't.
They're in the parking lot and he's beating the shit out of his students. And like the students now respect Miyagi and him, and they're like, you did this, and like because Johnny gives him the trophy, spoiler alert, at the end of the thing, and then he's like roughing him up, and they're like, you don't do this, like he did his best and he lost, but he made the final, he did great,
right.
And then he's like shoving him around, and then
the young guy
and put it, and then Miyagi comes and puts an end to it. It's the only time they actually fight
because he's pissed off that he loses, right?
Yeah. He's really good in this movie.
Yeah, he is.
Cove. He played this role again in Tosh.0.
Right.
And he looked, and like watching him, he looked so unhappy to be there. But I feel like he's done other stuff where he's been a little more tongue in cheek and stuff like that. So I feel like he was just being a good actor there. Right. But like he just looked like he was just like, yeah, you're paying me, I'm just gonna fucking be here.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna honk my nose, just do it. But like no feelings. But like the idea was some guy was breaking a board over his head and couldn't do it. And then they get actually the guy in the middle there who sweeps the leg later. Right. Or not sweeps the leg, but hurts his leg. He's the one. He comes out and he does the board breaking too. And then, but he's like, I pre-cut the board. And he's like, I could beat him, Sensei. It's basically the same scene over again.
Right.
So there's the All Valley Karate Championship.
I wonder how much they paid him for him to come back and be humiliated.
Yeah. He probably made good money. They bring people on from time to time. They had like the kid from Over the Top.
Oh, sweet.
There, and they arm wrestled him and stuff like that.
He's got to be our age or something like Tosh.
Tosh is older than us. Tosh is in his 40s.
He must have been watching the same movies or something.
Oh, God.
The same range.
Well, he came up. Yeah, like you know how like you're in the 12 to 18 or something like that. We were the 12.
He was the 18. Yeah.
Yeah. He lives literally on the wrong side of the tracks. It looks like one of those...
Oh, yeah, you're right. He does look at his car collection.
Yeah. It looks like one of those video game levels. Like, you see all those tankers there? It looks like a thing where if you're a sniper and you shoot one of them, the whole
thing
board
explodes. This does look right out of like a zombie game I played.
Oh, there's that boat. He's in a boat later, and I'm always like, where'd that boat come from? It's there.
Look at all the cars.
Yeah. Yeah, one of them should have been amphibious. I wonder what the hell... I'm trying to see what shirt he's wearing under his checkered shirt.
I was trying to check it out too. It looks like it's a monster, Mr. Something.
Yeah, I was like, well, at first I thought it was a frog, then I thought it was a rhino, but yeah, it's definitely a monster. I don't know.
The product. Take your shirt off.
It looks. Yeah. Why are you always asking 15-year-old boys to take their shirts off?
This one's for real.
Look at how big that car is.
That's how they made him, buddy.
You could fit my car in the glove box of that car.
And you could smash into like a train.
Yeah.
And the thing wouldn't even, now they're all fiberglass or everything's made to fucking break now, man.
Yeah.
Look at that handkerchief.
Well, it's apparently actually more safe. Like the car gets destroyed, but you're more likely to live.
Right.
Because
there's give.
I don't know. Well,
like they never lied to us before. All right.
Look at those white walls.
This is your bathroom right
I never
here.
understood. Yeah, I never understood the point of white walls.
I don't know, man. I didn't even understand how they take the back tire off half the time on these things. Imagine you're fucking like, holy jeez.
Yeah.
You got to take the whole panel off. Like,
such a pain in the ass.
Oh, fuck that. Like, I'm down with this whole self-driving car thing.
Mm-hmm. So Yoda says, do or do not this, there is no try. His is, there's either karate do yes or karate do no. You do karate do yes.
What's karate do no?
Just don't do
like
it.
Doing it bad?
Just don't do karate at all. Just
leave. Well, yeah, well.
It is do or do not.
Either you're going to learn karate or you're not going to learn karate.
Yeah.
What?
But yeah.
Is that supposed to be inspirational? That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and then if you think about it, Yoda looks kind of Asian.
I think, like, when was, this is after.
This is after.
Well, he's totally Yoda. Totally. Yeah. And yes, he does look kind of
like
Asian.
Calling everybody Yoda. My wife used to watch a show called Revenge.
I call everybody Yoda.
Yeah, it's just a racist thing.
Hey, Yoda!
Yeah. No, but, I just assume that every Puerto Rican is a name like that. Hey, Yoda, what's up?
Yoda and Puerto Rican.
Yoda Vasquez. Sounds right.
Is he surrounded? Like, there's like an old like oil machine, pumper thing.
Yeah.
There's another tank. He is literally sitting on a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, dear God, man.
Like, this is where the big explosion at the end of Con Air. This is where it took place.
There should have been, this whole place should have blown up at the end. Like their fight, like no holds barred style. They're fighting in the ring. They break through the wall. They end up over here. One huge kick, one big sweep kick ignites. Boom! The whole thing explodes. The ground caves in.
He crane kicks Johnny, and then you see in a separate show everything blows up, and then it just freeze frames in the middle of the kick and goes, "You're the best around."
Credits roll.
Nice. Remember when cars did come from Detroit?
Yep.
This was it.
Now they end up in Detroit.
That's right. On 8 Mile with like no tires on. It's just
exactly dead prostitute in the back.
Almost dead. She was left for dead. She's not dead yet.
She's getting there.
They're all almost.
This one's a fighter.
Mm-hmm. Usually what happens is they get out and they're trying to drag themselves to the police, and they're dragging themselves across broken glass and they're bleeding, and then some pimp picks her up and then turns her again.
You got a couple nights left in you, girl.
Yeah.
My clientele's gonna love you. That's one shiny motherfucking car,
That is the shiniest car ever.
He's doing a good job.
Well, like literally, he started in the morning and he's still waxing like 3 cars. So he's either terrible at it or he just didn't understand.
He just keeps bringing more of his fucking classic cars. He's bringing them from Jay Leno's fucking thing. Hey, I do like the look of the whitewash.
Hey guys, how you doing? Yeah,
500,000 more cars for you.
Yeah, like to me, the white walls just to say, "Hey, this is an old car." In case you couldn't tell by looking.
I liked them. I dig the white. I agree. What's the point of them? But they do look neat, like a Tommy gun or something.
Well, it's just another thing you got to keep clean.
Yeah,
you're like
on something that's definitely going to get horrendously dirty.
Yeah,
it's a tire.
Yeah. Well, and look at where they're driving.
It's like white running shoes.
They're driving in like Dirtsville, California. Yeah.
There's no paved roads.
This is a beautiful house.
I know it is nice. I don't dig the sloping ceiling though.
Whoa!
Oh, he's got the.
Don't use that language around Asians. I like the exposed beams. That's not
neat.
racist. Is that racist?
Neat. Yeah, it is big time.
Beams. That's what they used to call them just before Vietnam.
That's right.
Get those beams out of
Get those exposed beams out of here.
Is he
he's
sleeping?
Not. Yeah, I think he's passed out. Just throwing a bag of drugs in his thing.
They did. They had a bunch of other guys, like some more serious Asian actors and stuff like that. But they were like they're too serious.
Right.
They felt like they liked the humor that he brought and stuff like that. Actually, I know I mention it every time, but in Community, there's in one of the.
What's the show you're talking about?
Community. Great show.
Weird.
But
I don't know if I've heard of that show before.
No, but Ken Jeong does it. He's in a stage production of Karate Kid playing Mr. Miyagi, and it's amazing. Jason Mantzoukas plays the director, and he's just shitting on him, going, "You're the worst," and he's like destroying him. And then you find out it's because he's like, he has to be Noriyuki Pat Morita, like doing like this thing, and he has to be a broken man, and you find out like he's just destroying him.
I like him. I like Mantzoukas a lot. I think he's really
is
funny.
my
I hate a lot of people.
Have you seen The House
I think
yet?
he's funny as fuck.
Have you seen The House yet?
With Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
No.
Genius.
Is it good?
He is genius at it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like overall, it's a Will Ferrell movie, and it's good, and it's whatever. But he's just
awesome in it. Well, he's always awesome though.
Like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, his limited role in that.
He plays such a good scumbag, eh?
But this one, he's not a scumbag. He's just a damaged person because he was an he was undercover for like 10 years with the mob, so he's murdered people.
Right.
He's basically Donnie Brasco. He doesn't know how to come back.
Look, he just saw his ex. Just get over it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a good-looking fella.
Like, Jesus.
Did I write here this guy? This teacher actually was in a bunch of stuff. I didn't write him down. But yeah, he was in a bunch of stuff that I didn't see.
Smart plan.
Yeah. Oh, I think I just decided not to write it because I knew it was really short. I like that they get funny revenge on him here. They don't beat him up, but they just stick him with the teacher.
No, he did that to get away from them, didn't he?
Well, he did it. He was trying to get them on the hook. And they're all like, no, we got to go. And I was like, no, you just stay.
Well, you didn't get his ass kicked. Mm-hmm. This does look like the neighborhood from Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the house party?
Yeah. There's the one guy. Yeah, this is her
Jesus.
house. This is not bad.
Was your dad a lawyer or some shit?
Probably.
No, if this is the 80s, you got a house like that, he does something with computers.
Yeah. That was if you had a job.
Numbers in.
If you had a job with just in general with computers back then, yeah, you made like $300,000 a year.
And you just sit next to a computer, like you don't even do anything.
Yeah,
you're just trying to make the computer
computers
look good.
didn't work back then. They
didn't even turn on or.
I still really I marvel at like some of the stuff. I'm a big space nerd with like the Apollo stuff and all that. Like I've watched all the specials and read a lot of stuff about it and stuff like that.
The boobs on her.
Yeah, I know. But like the computers that landed people on the moon were like 512 kilobytes of memory. That is like one picture that I take on my phone is larger than now.
That. Yep. And the computers were like the mall.
Yeah. So
basically the size of the fucking whole room is the computer.
Yeah. And it's like you feed cards into it to give it information and stuff like that. And then it all shrunk down. So like all of that then becomes the smaller version where you had to put in just random code to equal stuff. But the average calculator was more powerful.
That's
the average calculator today was more powerful than that stuff then. Because
and they used that to go to the fucking
yeah.
Well,
they pre-did all the calculations, right? So it was really just hit button A to go to the moon, hit button B to get in orbit. And then obviously there's work to be done and involved as well, but otherwise it would have just been
0 to travel through time. Press 0.
Yes.
To hear the message again, press 9.
Oh, when are we doing Bill and Ted?
Oh fuck. We got to do both. We got to do a double whammy, Bill and Ted, and then we will read them the script I wrote for part 3.
Nice. They're still working on that.
I know. They both said that they'll do it too, right?
Yeah. I feel like there's no greater charity than him still being friends with Bill Winters.
Who?
Like Keanu still being friends.
Oh, that's cool. I think Keanu's probably a really cool guy.
He is the cool. He lives modest.
Yeah.
He's worth millions.
Yeah, more than that. I've said it before, man. His agent is the best.
Yeah.
He gets the perfect roles for him.
Yeah. But and he's been given a lot of opportunities given his lack of skills. He was in Dracula and he was in Dangerous Liaisons, 2 very Victorian Shakespearean
too acty.
Yeah. I wish we had a place like this.
I wish my mom was still driving me around on my dates. That's probably why I don't even get any
I was going to say,
they want to get picked up on the fucking car or on the bicycle.
Yeah.
Oh, they got the arcade. That looks like a sweet arcade. It looks like an old Pizza Hut.
There's water slides. This place.
Oh my God, the water slide ends you off in the arcade.
We had the closest thing we had to this was Tropi Golf in the mall.
Tropi Golf.
We used to go there.
Oh my God.
Every day after school. It was indoor. It was the only indoor mini putt anywhere in the area, and then it had a really good arcade.
Yeah, well, I don't know, really good, but better than we've got. Yeah.
Well, we had a good arcade in the Lincoln Mall. That was local. It was like it was one of those dark, dingy ones where like you could go to the back and get change off the guy who had like the change.
Yeah.
belt
Oh
thing.
my God, the change
chink.
belt, and he was always like the most unsavory, like beaten down, broken man you've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, but like that. But it was like that was the arcade. But then when that one closed, like Tropic Golf, it had more games.
I want to go on a date like this with a woman.
Right?
It's always like you go out like, and then like 10 minutes in, they want to like go back to their place and bang.
Oh yeah, I
Or,
had
like
that
do
problem all
drugs
the
and
fucking
stuff,
time.
and I'm like, "What, lady? Can't we just like jump around on a trampoline and laugh and maybe have like the next date where we're like, oh, I'm gonna go for it, or should I? You know, it's like I'm an adult now. We just like sit down and 2 drinks later, I'm like, are we gonna go fuck?
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Most of the time it's the lady.
Yeah.
They're like men now.
See, I missed out. I got married too young, I think.
There's always time, bro.
No.
There's
Yeah.
always time. You didn't miss
could
it,
get
dude.
divorced.
Dude,
now.
I can tell you right now, if I could, like, you know, I'm a wicked late bloomer
Yeah.
as well, and I didn't start getting into the game until like my late 20s. So, but if I could meet a woman right now that I would marry and be with for the rest of my life, I would fucking do it.
Well, yeah.
Fuck all that
Oh,
bullshit.
for sure, man.
Forget
I
it.
love. Hey, I trade it for nothing.
God, I hear you,
I trade it for
man.
nothing. And this is the proof because I don't want to go hang out with these Cobra Kai kids. It's the guy in
I
the
do
back
like that
there.
red jacket though.
I don't know if you'd recognize him, but the guy who's in the back seat with his arms around the 2 girls.
He's a pimp.
Yeah, no, his name's Tony O'Dell, and he was in Shopping Mall.
The greatest film ever put to celluloid.
Right?
Shopping Mall.
And he was also in the movie Head of the Class with Robin Givens.
Oh my God, Robin Givens was hot.
Yeah. Till his face got beat in. But
Yeah, I was just gonna say too until like Mike Tyson fucked her up and then fucked her.
Yeah.
That thing that place there said pizza and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think the stuff was?
Oh, I just
Fries.
assumed whatever processed cheese they use on their pizza made their mouth stick so they couldn't say and and stuff because you don't really need to move.
stuff. They got pizza. What else? They got fries.
Well,
burgers.
the whole place was called like Golf and stuff, so I think it was just a spin-off on that. But I imagine
Maybe they only had
French
pizza.
fries. No, they sell a hot dog. There's no way.
Hot dogs, fries. Because if it said pizza and stuff, and I go in and then they're like, "Oh yeah, well, pop counts as and stuff," I'd fucking lose it. And then I'd order a pizza.
There you go. I actually work with a guy who is in a way Mr. Miyagi. He's got he bought this little tiny kind of nothing house and is turning it in slowly but surely. Is turning it in. Actually has the same hairline and facial hair. But yeah, like he has this tiny place he bought for less than $100,000. And he put the metal roof on it. He built a deck out of that like resin stuff that lasts like 25 years. And you don't have to paint it or anything because it's already a color. It's all done. He's got solar panels. He's got an electric car.
That's
so he's got
the shit I'm talking about.
He's got the electric car thing on the side of his house so he can just plug in his car when he comes
fucking
home.
awesome.
And like he's done all this work. He's like, I can't imagine what it's worth now, given like even the rise in house prices in the area. And he's near the train station and the commuter train, which we call the GO train here, that goes from Toronto, is going to stretch down to St. Catharines in the next few years.
Eventually.
Well, it's 2019.
They raised it up to 2023 or something.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me. Oh, no, you want it? 2019 is Hamilton.
Yeah.
Or not Hamilton, it's Stony Creek.
Yeah.
But yeah. Again, all weird local geography that you guys don't give a shit about.
You know they can do these houses now, man? It's for low
never seen
income
those
people.
Sanders.
And it's like $10,000.
Yeah.
Well, ones you can live in a container, but they're awesome. Like
Yep.
they're like it's like a house. But these other ones now, they're like concrete molds. They look like they're super stable and it's like 10 grand.
Yep.
And that's the fucking type of house I'd live in. This guy's doing it right. Solar panels.
Yeah.
You know, get off the grid. Fuck them.
Did you hear? I don't know if I told you about it when I went to Vegas. I went to the Container Mall. They made it's like a small like shopping center that's just made out of shipping containers.
Oh, neat.
And it's 2 stories, and like each store is inside a shipping container.
That's
and
neat.
they like cut it out, and they've all got the doors and all that stuff. It was actually really interesting. Yeah, it was cool, but a lot of things are like that. The other thing I really like going on right now is they're designing modular housing. It's very small. It's probably about the size of a shipping container, if that. But what happens is they're pods. You buy the pods, and then you rent space in a house.
Yeah.
It moves you in, and then if you want to move, you just take your entire
pod.
house out and plug it into another building.
That's wicked.
It's such an interesting
I know, it's
idea.
so neat. I like these things. You don't need to buy all these houses with all this money and all this.
The problem
just wasting energy, right?
Yeah.
Just wasting. thing.
But the problem is like those ones are so small and minimalist. Like they're not things that you can do with a family of 4.
No.
Like it's great to do with like a couple,
exactly.
like one of those dink couples, the dual income, no kids.
Dink.
Well, you know what I mean? No, but that's what they call them. It's dual income, no kids.
Oh, I thought you meant like midgets. I thought you meant like a midget couple.
No, but that would also work too.
The dink dinks.
Yeah, that's a duplex.
This is a house for dink dinks.
Yeah, from Spaceballs.
Oh my god,
But,
that's
yeah,
you today.
Do you remember the Karate Kid video game where this was a level where you had to catch flies?
I do not.
Oh man. The karate.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wait, I think maybe I do.
Yeah, where you like moved around.
Yeah,
and
you have to catch the frig. I could never catch it. I don't think I could ever catch it.
Well, it was like a bonus level. It was my favorite thing because video.
Like if you did really well on the level, they were like, you got all of the.
Yeah.
You kicked all the things over. You can fucking go for the.
Oh, yeah, Nintendo made video games out of every movie.
Yeah.
Even if they did not warrant a video game.
Of course, that's what games are all about, man.
And there would just be weird levels. It's like the Karate Kid, he's just walking down the street kicking like homeless people or whatever. Like I don't even know what it was. You could never tell because you can't like.
No, there was no story. You're just like, what the hell is happening right now?
The real story is this kid from New Jersey can't use fucking chopsticks.
The real story is that this movie completely ripped off Revenge of the Nerds 2 when Booger meets his his sensei.
Yeah.
I can't believe this movie. Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Miyagi's pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he said he's never caught one and he's been doing it since he was a kid. So like, so I would be mad too.
So now he's gonna make him paint the fucking fence.
But yeah, you're talking about meeting the sensei, and I petered off my story earlier about calling everybody Yoda.
Oh yeah.
Because Carrie watched the show Revenge when it was on, and I remember coming in and she was watching a scene where she went and met with the guy who taught her how to get revenge on people. Ooh. And I was like, oh, this is her revenge Yoda. And it had to be like some Asian dude, because Asian people who are mysterious are the only people who can teach you how to do things in media.
Exactly.
And that was kind of the point I was trying to make when we were talking about the whole whitewashing of the Ancient in Doctor Strange. Was it's always mysterious Asian person. And to me, I feel like they would have been just as angry at that had they done that.
Right, because then you're kind of like, it's like a stereotype or something, right? You're not going to win either fucking way.
It's like,
why trolls are going to troll, so I just keep rolling.
Yeah, because you're like, why are you... like why are you like doing all these things? He's like, well, that's how it is in the book, and we're trying to be loyal to the thing. No, you should have changed that. And then you change it. It's like, why weren't you loyal to the thing?
Hey, you'll never win. So you just got to be like Buddy from The Last Jedi and just fucking laugh it off.
Yeah, and that's exactly it.
Just fuck it, man.
And I wrote a thing one time.
I don't know how anybody in the Star Wars universe wants to step into this shit show.
I would do it any day. It's just like, I understand. Like there are people, they see every Star Wars movie and don't want to see any of them. And I was just like, you guys do not like Star Wars. You liked the first Star Wars. Yep. And I was like, so just move on.
Yeah, Stop watching them. It's like some of these metalheads where or people that listen to music, it's like the band can't win. If the band comes out with the exact same CD again, they're like, this is the same thing I've already heard. If they do something different, they're like, I hate this. Why isn't this just like what you put out before?
This is why I'm happy not having fans. We do this thing and nobody emails us when we have contests and nobody.
I'm gonna get a fake account and start writing in if I can figure that out.
Nice. I actually got a nice thing. I read through a bunch of nice reviews for our podcast.
Hey, who did you pay? How much did you pay?
Nothing.
Whoa.
But there was like 12 or 13 different ones. They were all in the States. We do have good news, actually. I think I mentioned it briefly before. I don't recall. But we ranked as high as number 13.
That is awesome.
Under the TV and movies section of iTunes for podcasts in the States. Awesome. Specifically. So it was the only, according to my metrics, it's the only country that we rated in at all. But like, it's because the only one that I don't know why we can't appeal to Canadians despite the fact that we live amongst Canadians. When I gave anybody,
Canadians a bad fucking taste.
Anybody who saw back when I posted the picture of our contest winner with his shirt and stuff like that, I thanked him for being the only person in our area to listen. I was like, I can't get my mother to listen. Even my sister was like, I like your show, but I can't listen for that long.
Oh, I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame
Holy
him at all.
jeez.
But I like when they say they were listening, and I'm like, you realize I get the metrics, and I know that only one person listened in St. Catharines, and I know who that person is.
You.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, yourself.
I don't do that because I have the actual raw files, and I don't want to mess up our analytics.
Oh yeah, buddy. We're gonna be like a fucking raging STD fire, man. We're just gonna move from crotch to crotch to crotch, and then all the crotches will have us.
Yes.
And then eventually that'll just be the norm. Yeah. Right? The itching, you get used to it. Don't fucking worry about it.
I don't like that right when you said the itching, I scratched my balls.
Me too, actually. I'm thinking about itchiness now.
Well, now we're just playing with ourselves together while watching a teenage boy paint a house.
Oh, same old, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picture that this is what Elton John's life was like in the 70s. Or Liberace's life was like every day.
Exactly.
Like still, even though he's dead.
I was watching this whole WrestleMania thing, and he was there at WrestleMania 1.
Yeah.
He was awesome, too.
Where's my brother George? That was the best.
He doesn't understand that he is learning.
I know.
Kung Fu.
That actually, they did it really well in this, but I actually would argue they did it even better in the Karate Kid remake. When because like he doesn't do paint the fence and stuff, but he makes him like take off his jacket, put it down, pick it up, take off his jacket, put on his jacket, hang it up, and it was like this like combo of things. And then when he did it, it was like full on kung fu. It wasn't just like bunching, like blocking.
Right.
And I was like,
I saw
well
a scene from the new one, and Jackie Chan was like the best acting I've ever seen him do.
Yeah, I agree.
He was like crying. I was like, wow, he was amazing in the scene, actually.
Yeah. And they changed up because for time and stuff, like the reason that he's sad in this one is different because like her wife died giving birth to his child, and then the child died or something like that while he was off in the war.
Right. And
then in this one, his kids, they died in a car crash that it was like his fault or something like that, which is why he's like building up the car in the thing. The whole show, he's building his car. He's just building his car. And then all of a sudden he's smashing it in because that was the car he crashed.
Yeah.
And it was really powerful.
Yeah, it
was the best.
I thought, I was like, wow, man.
If Jaden Smith wouldn't have gone friggin' crazy after that, like good things could have happened for him.
Oh yeah, he'll come back.
They wrote a second Karate Kid, like they were going to kind of continue it on the same way they continued this one on, but nothing happened because he broke.
Yeah, now he's learning him. Yeah,
but like this is when he gets serious. Like it's finally. I remember when watching this as an adult, like it didn't really mean much to me as a kid. Nothing means anything, right? But you're watching this and you kind of see it, like you're seeing his realization. Like you now get the nuances of acting.
Yeah, exactly.
And you see he's like his frustration that he wasn't getting it at the same time as like they're having this moment together, and it was just like it's such a good
to see
scene.
Miyagi get serious, eh?
It's brilliant. This scene and then the scene when he's upset, which almost got cut out of this movie. We'll go into it when they actually happens.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's like just amazing acting for a guy who owned a place for kids to hang out in Happy Days. What is it with those characters? There's always one of those. Like they had the Peach Pit in Beverly Hills 90210. They had Arnold's in Happy Days. Like this is good. His intensity here is good too. Like it legitimately looks like he would have punched him in the face if Like I really, really respect this scene. Like he's got the fear in his eye. Like
this is why Sean Penn said he was the man.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Sean Penn's a great actor, so there must be something I'm not seeing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna trust his opinion over the actors more than my own. But now this is really good. Boom, 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 boom. Oh. It's so good. Not the best kicks though for somebody who's like an expert.
Oh, I know, but he's not giving full blast. No. Like, come on, he'd kill the poor.
That would have been the best. And then
he's not the Cobra Kai teacher, Joe.
Yeah, I know. I do miss sparring and stuff like that in karate. I used to really like that. There was a kid who I wanted to be an amalgam of us because his name was Joey Murray.
Oh my god! Oh,
thing.
Amalgam.
But he was just and I mean, it was just because he was a little kid. I'm sure he's a great guy now, but he was just a shitty little kid. His sister was the hottest back then, though. I had the
Joey Murray.
I had the biggest crush on his sister, but then this kid, I don't know. He just had a little chip on his shoulder. I don't know what it was, but he would be really cocky and sparring, and I would just, I remember one time Spartan kicking him into a wall.
Just kick that motherfucker.
Like, again, it's really dumb to say how good I was because I was like 11, but I was like,
you were in it for how far? How many belt were you?
I was a blue belt. I was like not even a month away from being red belt. So, and in the karate that I was in, Wateroo, it's blue, red, brown with a black stripe, black. So it was not far.
I know.
Like I would have been a black belt by 16.
Yeah, man.
But
totally should have. What can you do, right?
I know. Well, it's kind of that thing where it's like, if it wasn't so expensive, I would actually consider
that's what
doing
got
it now.
me. I would have been in it for a long time too, but it was way too expensive. I hated that whole thing too, where like you'd sit there with your legs closed and you'd close your eyes and he would put the envelope in front of you because you
that's
owed.
your bill.
I was like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, I know. He's trying
Can't
to
even
meditate.
do like a freebie or anything once. No. Like, you're learning well, I couldn't remember that friggin' thing either. The kata.
Oh, yeah.
Could not remember that thing.
Memory's always been my biggest thing. Like, even when we were acting, I was always like one of the first guys off book.
Yeah.
But like, doing that stuff was pretty natural to me.
I didn't do bad like writing monologues. I learned my big one there in only 1 or 2 nights.
But again, it's where your
interests lie.
yeah,
exactly. Right? I was gonna put her in my hand and do this kick, fucking this thing. This fucking loser's looking at me.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a classic right there, eh? Is that the poster?
The poster has both of them on it. But
though.
Yeah. And then the second one, I think it's both of them standing outside the DeLorean looking at their watches.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
They should have done that exactly like, because Back to the Future 1 is Marty with the watch. Then the second one's the two of them with the watch. Then the third one has, I was just about to say
Mary
Andy McDowell, but it was Mary
Steenburgen.
Steenburgen.
Yeah, same
so they
thing.
should have done him
Same
doing the crane kick, then the two of them, and then like.
And then just Mary Steenburgen kicking.
Yeah, no, I was going to say these two and Mary Steenburgen.
Kicking a man through time.
Nice. I like this.
That looks like a warm
too.
blanket.
Yeah.
This movie's way better than I remember.
It is. It's a well-made movie.
Yeah, it is actually.
It's not just an 80s movie. It is like a
because they do a really good job of like the outside stuff. Why he's gonna learn the karate, kung fu, whatever it is, right? Like they have the scenes with the girl and him. And they do. The movie's got really good character development.
It does. It really does. And everything.
What
is
happened
motivated.
to his dad?
I think he's dead.
Oh.
Yeah. I know, just super.
Oh my God! That looks like Larry Drake? Only like
he does look like him.
Is?
Yeah. No, I don't think it is. Because that would.
I think it is.
Kindly.
I think that is him.
So racist. Oh, I will look it up because I'm a good.
It is him. That's Dr. Giggles. Mr. Miyagi just fucking wrecked. It is him.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. But
you don't need to look it up.
No, I'm looking it up because
Trust me.
You were very sure about Carmen Sandiego, lady, and you weren't even close.
Hey,
I'm not taking it back. I was right.
Bring the past. Look at those little shorts. The girls shortsing around.
I know, eh? The shortest shorts. But this is another thing I can't understand, and this is probably because we're Canadian. I cannot understand for the life of me how somebody can wear long pants or a long shirt in California.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, she's always got this sweater thing going on.
Like now, he's from New Jersey, so he's facing a very similar climate to us.
Yeah,
like they get the same amount of snow we do, and all that kind of, and the same kind of temperatures. And so you would think he would be so hot there all the time. Like when I go to Florida and I see people from Florida wearing sweaters and stuff like that, I have my dick out because I'm so fucking hot.
I've got my dick out anyways, but that's what makes it hot.
Just offering it up.
I can't even handle the climate of those places. I get so warm.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to go. I don't really, I said I was going to look for places to go.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what I'm going to do if I go to Jamaica, man. Jeez.
Yeah. Jamaica's going to be tough. It's
God.
like, if you go to Disney or something, it's all a matter of the time go. Don't go into like, we went for our honeymoon, which was in June, which is a very hot time to go to Florida. I bought one of those top hats, the Mickey Mouse top hat. We talked about this on the last episode, I think. And when I took it off, sweat had
erupted.
It literally had.
It was just waiting at the line
because it was nice and airtight. So I picked it up and it poured down. And like my brand new wife of like a day, looked at me and went, "Ew, gross." That was like.
I like that.
Yeah, that is like
marriage. Oh, she's like, "Wow, here's my marriage."
I know. You are 100% right. Larry Drake played Yahoo #1. That is amazing. Well done,
Boom.
sir.
I got to make up for my Carmen Sandiego one.
Yeah.
I just balanced the universe out.
You can tell all the white people apart. Gee, interesting.
Who can't?
Somebody else who's a member of Cobra Kai, but you only ever see him in the background. Elizabeth Shue's brother, Melrose Place's Andrew Shue.
Oh my God.
He was around, and I guess
He's
was
a lot darker than her, isn't he?
He is. So
like tanning darker?
Yeah.
He looks like he's kind of...
He's got kind of like an evil Scott Baio thing going on. And Scott Baio's already an evil Scott Baio.
He's bad as shit.
Yeah. See, I like this talk. This is actually kind of where I came from,
right,
with karate, because like anytime anybody would be whatever, it was like my brain just froze. I'm like, nope, don't fight. It's like, because that's what they did, but like I wouldn't do it even if I was attacked. I wouldn't have done it. I think that my brain needed to learn that I could use it to defend myself.
Right, like you don't have to attack. You can just use it to stop them from attacking you.
Exactly. And if I have to like lay down a leg sweep. So this is one of my favorite scenes, is the laughing. Look at you all wet. Like, it's the only time
he hasn't laughed like that in 20 years.
And kicking the legs up.
Oh my God, he just shit himself.
Like, when was the last time you laughed that hard, where you were like kicking legs up and falling down? Like when I watch Impractical Jokers, Sal falls down laughing every day.
Right.
He sits there and he's like grasping at people and like his legs stopped working.
Oh, he cleans up kind of nice.
Yeah. He's
not scowling.
Trouble with Johnny. He reminds me almost exactly of the dad from Starship Troopers. Zagama Beach.
Is this one okay though? The dad asking him, "Oh, is there trouble?" And it seems more like,
but it's not gossipy.
Right.
It's just like he's like,
asking,
you guys,
you're upset. I'm asking.
Well, and they were dating, so he's like, oh, is that not a thing anymore? Not like, ooh, trouble in paradise.
Does it look like her own mom just tried to like set her back up with Dickbag McGee here?
But they kind of play up like they don't know, right?
Right.
Like I feel. See, I really wanted. That's the thing I didn't like about the Karate Kid 2, is they cut off everything. Like, you had a good opportunity. He literally was could have made friends with those guys.
Right.
And that's what's interesting about
Danielson.
Yeah. Well, because they all respect him at the end, and like the one guy, like the one guy hurts him. He's on top of him going like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then the other way, and then Johnny gives him the trophy. He's like, you're all right. Like, I picture seeing them be good, and I picture Miyagi opening up a dojo and teaching specifically to teach these kids
the right way,
and then maybe
the right mentality.
So maybe take a little bit of a new thing and combine a little bit of the Karate Kid 3, because Karate Kid 3 has Kreese. He loses the Cobra Kai dojo, and then the guy who started Cobra Kai, who's a friend of his, who's like some rich guy, comes back and helps him. So have that happen, and then he gets new badasses, and it's like, we're gonna take them down, and they have him go and trash their dojo and stuff like that. So I think there's a great movie to be had there. That is a lot of spaghetti. Don't go to any restaurant wearing all white.
Her. Why always in the movies they always have to walk over at the wrong time? You know what I mean?
She looked like she connected there, but yeah, no, there's always that. But there's always the big. I just don't like that. There's always so much white clothing in movies.
I don't get it either. That's why I wear black at all times, only because I have a wedding problem. But they always walk up he couldn't have stood there for 4 seconds longer to see her punch him out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he was embarrassed.
Here we go.
This is the best acting scene in the whole movie. He was in MASH a bunch of times too. I feel like he's just got his outfit from MASH on right now.
Yeah, they let him keep it.
Yeah. You could steal anything from those.
This is every Friday he gets loaded or something. He sings to his wife.
Yeah. So they had to put a special thank you. We'll see if we can find it in the credits. They put a thank you to DC Comics. In this, because the name The Karate Kid was actually DC Comics property. Oh. Because it's not that this was based on DC Comics. It's a good piece of trivia too. Is that they had a comic book character called The Karate Kid. That was the superpower, was I took karate.
I guess. A superpower?
I don't know. Well, so I don't know how he's not the head of the Justice League movies. He's the Karate Kid.
Yeah, the Karate Kid. He's like the Hawkeye of You know, the Justice League.
Okay, can we just be very clear that this old man who has a weird relationship with the teenage boy just gave him some alcohol?
Oh, like a big, real thick, couple. That's a fucking Leahy. That's a couple fingers there, man.
Nice.
That's at least 3 adult fingers.
Give me 3 fingers of milk, Mom. So yeah, like again, he's 15 or 16. I don't know. Actually, I don't really know. Anywhere between 15 and 17.
They have to be if they're in high school, right? Yeah. Like they don't do OAC. What is he? 10, grade 10 or 11?
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, he's probably like 16 or 17 in the movie.
I don't even think they go by numbers once they get to 9. It's junior, sophomore, or no, it's freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I don't think they say like what grade they're in at that point. So. But yeah, we just numbered them because it's easier. You don't have to remember that shit. And then you also don't have things like, you don't get to say things like freshman 15 to fat shame poor girls.
That's the only way I get them into bed.
That's probably, it's called
fat shaming, even if they're skinny as hell. Those are the ones you have to fat shame. Yeah. The real skinny ones. Yeah. Hey, fat ass.
Yeah.
Just stop eating.
I like that he came directly here. He still has the spaghetti all over him.
Well, he's got to go to see a sponsor. He's feeling low.
Yeah, he's not feeling great. This is it's funny because this. Oh, how fucking heartbreaking is this?
I know, right?
Because
he's laughing it off.
Yeah.
Eh?
Oh, it's so bad. But yeah, stop making the child drink. Let's get that out of your system Miyagi. Right now, buddy.
We all got demons.
Oh my God. Kill many Germans. So they actually made him, you could see a thing he's got, it says what his regiment is.
Right.
And his regiment was an all-Asian regiment in World War II.
Say again?
His regiment was that they put on whatever, I don't remember what it was. I think it's on his medal that they show earlier or whatever.
Right.
And he's, but it was an all-Asian regiment in World War II, so it was a real thing. Nice. So he wasn't like he didn't fight in World War II in real life because obviously he was 12 when World War II happened. He was actually put in an internment camp because that was how great it was to be an Asian in America during World War II.
Oh God!
You were born in America and you were rounded up and put into a concentration camp.
Yep.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that actually.
Concentration camps, real popular thing
in America.
During World War II. Yes.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that America had their own
because they were afraid that there were Japanese spies after Pearl Harbor.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Like they were thinking the long game, so they sent your parents over, and then had you, and then trained you to be a spy within the country, so that you could that's what they think, man.
Yeah,
like come on.
That was, and I mean,
who thinks in such grand like conspiracy terms?
I know the country in general though has a long history of that kind of thing, and it's not an
history.
No, but it's not a. And it's not an everybody thing because most of their own country disagreed with it as it was happening.
Right.
But it was like the McCarthy hearings and stuff like that, where he literally would accuse everybody of being a communist and ruin their lives. The Salem witch trials, like it just goes back. It's basically the same thing over and over.
It is pretty much, yes.
Except as far as I know, they didn't kill a lot of the Japanese people they interned.
They just slapped them in there.
Yeah.
Guantanamo style.
So definitely, if you had to be in a concentration camp, better than the ones in Poland and Germany and stuff like that.
If you had to pick.
If you had to pick.
Yeah.
But the thing was, your face picked for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. What a shame.
Yeah.
One day, hopefully, man, in the future, it'll be like Star Trek where
That's the goal.
We're all together, man. Because we are anyways. That's what people don't understand is, man, we're all in this together.
Yeah. Imagine I always think about that because we've had similar discussions like this in the past. And I picture that we're like Wild Stallions in Bill and Ted's, where it's like you find out that it was their music that changed the world. It's like our podcast that changes the world.
It will.
And
I'm sad to hear that nobody listens all the way through.
No, that's not actually.
It's a lot to hear, though.
Yeah. Like on this?
Yeah.
Well, that was only the YouTube thing. That was the thing. I think people were just kind of clicking on us to check us out.
Right.
People listen through on the show.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's
I
I have every indication that people.
I hope that they watch along too.
I've heard one of our reviews said that they did watch along, and then there was another really good review that says you don't need to watch along. He's like, if you've seen the movie before, you can just tell by the way they watch
what we're
movie
watching.
that,
I like that. See, that's what I like. See, I watch a lot of fucking movies too, and
Yeah.
if I was listening to somebody talk, I would know what was going on.
Yeah, it's
even when I don't pay attention.
I tell you though, it felt really nice, and like anybody else who wants to make us feel nice, we do encourage you guys to go and
Yeah, please make us feel nice. I feel so terrible half the time.
But any which way, like we even talked about, like I have a lot of positive things to say about the guy who kind of like criticized or like corrected all our shit on the.
I like that.
I
like that
if you
too.
have something to say,
Yeah, I dig it.
That's
Fucking right, man.
I don't,
Cool, nitpick me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we're fine with criticism.
right.
We're good with, like we don't want.
I never
trolls.
was. I never used to be before, but I don't give a shit now.
No,
I don't care.
Well, because when you
It's not that I don't care.
when you
I
were
don't
young,
care if you have a negative thing to say or a criticism or as long as it's constructive. Like you said, if you're just going to be straight trolling, then fuck that, man. Go back under your bridge and fucking.
We don't pay attention to trolls. I will not answer to a troll. But that's good balance. Give him some. Give him some.
Well, Miyagi's not in there drunk and knocking it around. Hey, how did he even like? There's no oars. He's not coming back.
Well, the oars, I'm sure, are just laying down in the boat.
Oh God, he lost them.
That's.
Where is this? Where are they? California?
Yeah. It knows how to party.
Oh,
Just over the side is a weird Thunderdome with Tupac.
When are you going to win the lottery so we can get all our channels going? We got to do our everyday one. Like, I want to call Logan Paul's fucking ass right out.
Yeah. Well, we'll call him out. We'll make a quick video after this. I'll post it on YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll just cut.
But we can't respond properly. We got to wait until we have the full resources to take on the multimillionaire of the Pauls.
Yeah. Well, he's not making money anymore.
Yes.
YouTube pulled his money.
No, he's still making money, guaranteed.
I
don't know. Somehow, I don't know. You know, they could probably brought him back.
Yeah.
There's probably a slap on the wrist because he's making them a lot of money too.
No, as of still, YouTube has just removed them from their pay.
Have they?
So
well, they're still so rich. I think they were making like 19 million a year or something. Like
probably,
just being rich douchebags.
Yeah.
Buy my merch.
I like this. Why wouldn't he just buy a pad?
This is
like
he used to be. Look at that fancy footwork right there. Yeah. After the war, he became an umpire. He's just using. He's got the gear. Might as well use it.
Yeah, I'm with it. I like how every scene they travel in a different vehicle.
Say what?
Every scene when there's a vehicle around, you see they've traveled in a different vehicle. This is his usual.
True, yeah.
This is his more usual one.
I like that truck, man. He really digs that time period of vehicle, eh?
My uncle rebuilt some cars. Actually, a couple of the cars in this movie are the same cars that he built, like from scratch. And they're beautiful cars, like the paint jobs he does and stuff like that. He's not even having a birthday party with his mom and his girlfriend.
True, right? What the shit? He didn't even invite them over. He's gonna get him drunk again now that he was a young boy. He's got a taste for whiskey.
Yeah. Apparently, he was a pretty bad alcoholic, and it was one of the things that helped lead to his death.
Oh, Miyagi?
Yeah. So Jim Varney dies of all his smoking, and he dies of his alcohol.
Oh God.
So
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Why is smoking so much it kills you? Like, oh my God. So I tell you, I'm getting out of the game. I got one left.
Let's do it.
I got one left. I mean, I barely smoke. I bought that pack of cigarettes on Saturday.
Nice.
And I got one left. So
well,
it shows you how many I smoke.
I remember before you shipped out, I noticed you weren't smoking like at all. Like you didn't take any smoke breaks.
Yeah. Well, see, like right now, I never took any.
No,
because I'm like, I could take it or leave it. I don't even. That's the thing. I was like, I might as well just leave it.
That's exactly.
Get the fuck, like, why do I even need to? And fuck
Get
it.
out of my life.
Oh yeah.
Cigarettes. Vaping's where it's at.
That's even. I think that's even worse for you. I think it's. We're gonna find out years down the road. No, there is. It's called popcorn lung.
Oh, nice.
And it's super awful.
It sounds delicious.
Yeah, doesn't it though?
So
when you die,
get the butter flavored vape.
Yeah,
so
when you die, it's this wonderful movie style popcorn taste in your mouth.
See, no, what I picture
it's very euphoric.
What I picture is your chest explodes like a Jiffy Pop. I love that.
I want a piece of cake now, man. Fuck.
I miss my gi.
Miyagi?
I liked having my like the karate uniform.
I miss Miyagi too.
I liked that, and then
now that I know he's dead.
And then I remembered because they would let you during the summer wear a T-shirt instead of like the gi top.
Right.
And I remember just feeling like I was cheating somehow. Like it's just like
casual Fridays. Fuck that.
Yeah. I'm gonna wear my tuxedo to
two
work.
tuxes.
Yeah. Why would you point out on all the things, hey, I got my license, check it out. Look that's my name, and here's what it is in case you don't remember, because we know you have a alcohol problem. Different but same. I don't know what that means.
Because he can't tell white people apart. He's like, there's something different here. He's like, I think it might be two of you, but you have long hair on this picture. You know?
What if he just has that face blindness?
Racism goes both ways, bro.
Sure does. I want that face blindness where you couldn't recognize anybody, no matter how many times you've seen them.
Like that picture of the guy that you were looking for on IMDb. That was his picture, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
He's got no face. He was fucking Madonna and to Dick Tracy.
Oh, shit. Awesome. Or Rorschach.
Yeah, we should watch Dick Tracy. That's another one.
Yeah. We'll list out some movies tonight and make sure we get
fucking
them on the list. Most of them are.
Oh, my God. Is he giving him one?
Again, this is what happens. That's why he made him drink in the last scene. He made him drink, and then what happened after made him feel a little guilty.
Yeah, now he's like, I'm only getting out of this by... See, this is back in the day, okay? You gave him a classic car. He went away. He drove away.
He literally got his license today, and he's being handed a car.
He deserves
Spoiled
it, man. He's
shit.
his friend.
No wonder he's not hanging out with his mom.
Yeah, exactly. Mommy ain't having no cars.
How shitty would it be? Wouldn't it be the next scene is he drives up in this thing going, look what Mr. Miyagi
With the
gave
cake.
me. And no, he's like, look what Mr. Miyagi gave me. And she's got her hands behind her back. And she's like, oh, that's great. And she's got the keys to that shitty car.
Right.
She's like, she was going to give him that car and then by herself.
You made up this whole scenario of how she feels like a piece of shit mom for caring.
But wouldn't you, as a parent, put yourself in her position right now? You come back and you're like, hey, that guy we've known for 2 months, he just gave me a car.
I went when I was in Toronto. I went to my buddy's house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I was like, okay, I'm going to bring something. He likes the Jameson whiskey. I was like, so I'm going to bring a Jameson whiskey. And then I went to the dollar store and I bought 4 knockoff 2-for-1 chocolate bars. And I brought them. And I was like, here's a gift. Their next person that came in brought them a bottle of wine, a thing of flowers for his wife.
Yeah.
And a box of homemade tarts from this super expensive bakery. And I was like, motherfucker. I told him to right when he walked in. I was like, way to blow me out of the water, bud.
Nice.
And I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
That guy just showed me up so hard.
Yeah, but it's the whiskey. The whiskey was good.
But the whiskey was, he appreciated the whiskey.
Yeah. So then,
but he was really, he was all for the wife. He knew which way to go, right? I was like, damn it, I went for Kevin.
Yeah.
We're stuck together anyways for I didn't need to give this fucking guy some whiskey.
Of course not. I've had to buy, it's weird being an adult who doesn't drink, who buys alcohol.
Yeah.
Because I had to buy some today. I had to buy some vodka and it took me 40 minutes because I'm just staring. I'm like, it's all the same. All the minus the Grey Goose and the Kettle One. Every single bottle of vodka was the same price for the same sizes of bottle.
Right.
And I'm like, which one do I get? And I'm like, this wasn't even alcohol for drinking. It was alcohol for cooking. It was for making penne alla vodka.
Oh my God.
So it was
You're like Crocodile Dundee. You're like a fish out of water. Just lost.
I feel like a fool. The only time I felt really good, duty free. I buy the Grey Goose for Carrie.
Right.
And then I went to, and then I bought a really good bottle, a 25-year-old bottle of Glenfiddich for my brother-in-law. And then he still tried to get me to give him a Texas Mickey of Crown Royal for free.
Sweet.
No, he
Texas Mickey.
Yeah, it was the big ass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I won it at a Stag and Doe, and I donated it to my sister for her Stag and Doe, but he was like, oh, I'll take that off your hands. He didn't offer me money for it or anything. He's just like, oh, I'll take that if you're not going to drink it.
All right.
I was like, I'd rather Carrie keep it for 75 years because she doesn't drink whiskey.
Yeah. You might as well, right?
Yeah. I would rather be here for guests, but we ended up giving it to my sister.
Now that we're on this booze talk.
Yeah.
I was going to say this the last time that we were here, but I didn't want to jinx it.
Okay.
I don't think that I had a problem or have one.
Yeah.
But I think because of my genetic background of my family that I am predisposed to really liking the drink.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was going off the rails a slight bit. So I completely stopped drinking. And I don't know when I will drink again. Mm-hmm. but it's been a couple weeks now, and I feel fucking amazing.
Well, good for you, man. That's awesome.
Amazing. And I didn't want to tell people or say anything because I didn't want it to jinx. You know, when you say, like, I'm going on a diet or something, and then they see you eating a donut, and they're like, oh, well, fuck, I thought you were on a diet. Or, you know what
totally
I mean?
understand.
It's like maybe in the weekend I'll have one beer or something. Probably not.
Wait, you're smoking alcohol right now. You just doubled.
But, you know, I wanted to get back to the gym and really get at it hard. And I felt that, like, every couple of days, I just... happy, sad, depressed, celebrating, not celebrating, I would get bored and I would get drunk.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no rhyme or reason for it. I wasted so much money at that school drinking out of sheer boredom.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no reason for this.
Yeah.
I'm tired of wasting the money.
Yeah.
And just like the smokes, the booze is gone.
Well, good for you, man. That's awesome.
And like I said, I was never to the point where I was spending all my money or I'm in the hawk or I'm being shitty to people. I just, you know what? I was like, I'm noticing a pattern.
Yeah.
And I'm shutting it down.
Good, and that's giant because some people won't recognize about themselves or moreover refuse to recognize about themselves.
And I just I felt like shit. I was tired of the hangover and the money spent. Really, it was the money spent.
Well, it's a big part of why I never drank.
Yeah,
and I was
you know, like I know my grandfather killed himself with it.
Yeah.
My father was horrible. He's better now. He doesn't drink at all. Right, he's doing way better.
Good.
But I was like, you know what? I don't want to go down that path. So I said, fuck it.
Good for you, man. That's good.
Yeah. I'm even going to go to karaoke tomorrow, and I'm not going to drink.
Good for you.
Yep.
Nice.
I feel like I could go there and not, fuck it, right? Why?
Nice.
What's the point?
Drink in the love, baby.
Yeah. Just have a pop or something.
Yeah.
Plus, the calories in booze is so bad.
Yeah.
You drink a couple of bottles of beer, it is literally like eating a loaf of bread.
I know. Well, because it's
like,
all yeast.
Yes, and it is like, when I heard the thing, I was like, holy shit. Like,
I know. Oh, God. He's going to French her.
She's going to French him. Look at that sweet
he's getting in deep. There's total tongues there.
Oh, he's giving her.
That's one of the worst kisses I've ever seen.
I know. Some people are bad. A lot of the dudes are really bad in the movies. Like, it's like, have you ever... But the problem is because they're all secretly gay. Yeah. So they've never kissed a woman.
Well, that was one of my things. I remember hearing things about the bad kissing in the lake house with... Keanu and Sandra, and then but people are like, oh, but their chemistry was amazing in Speed. Then watch their kissing in Speed; it's still not good. It's all those little kisses,
right?
And I'm
like a
Ew.
fish out of water.
Like that's how my son kisses me.
Like, only with a little more tongue.
Yeah, he's wet because it's snot. Because kissing a 2-year-old child is the worst thing you could ever do for your immune system.
Pretty much. Yeah, you want to live forever, buddy? There you go.
Oh, God.
If you don't die from that.
I actually have been...
it is called golfing stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't lying. Where is this? This reminds me of signing up for all our wrestling tournaments.
This reminds me of the Scotiabank Center in Niagara Falls. It looks like the same lobby.
This is just generic lobby. Who's that guy? He looks like he needs a mustache.
Yeah.
He looks like if he had a mustache, we'd know who he was.
Or we'd think we knew who he was. And then it turns out he's not Bubba, and I'm a racist.
I like that he just stole a black belt. Because they
he did?
Well, they said you have to be brown belt or above, but he doesn't do that with Daniel. He doesn't give him belts or anything.
Belts,
so he's just like, oh, yeah, he's a black belt. So he steals a black belt and gives it to him.
Oh, fuck.
So there's
McQueen's kid.
There's McQueen, and then sorry, I was wrong. The kid behind him isn't the guy from Chopping Mall. It was the other guy who just walked in, the dark-haired guy on the right. He looks like a badass, though, Dutch. So that referee who just collected them there, he's actually the fight coordinator for this thing, and he was actually one of Chuck Norris's students.
Ah.
Out.
Fuck off, bully. The fuck out of here. That's the kind of shit. See, this is the environment I work in on the boats.
Yeah.
This movie's giving me PTSD, man. It's freaking me out.
That guy looks like he could kick ass, that ref.
Yeah.
He reminds me of, do you remember the ref in like old school UFC?
That's
John
exactly
McCarthy?
what I thought you were. Let's get it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked like if the best fighter
like
there
that.
would get out of hand, he would just grab you by the throat and go, that's enough. Like he looked like he would murder Conor
But
McGregor.
then they wouldn't listen and they'd take like a swing and he would just throw them up against the fence and they would fly. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, you see him too, like when he's like, when somebody's like tapping out or when he stops the fight, he doesn't like go, hey guy, that's enough. He rips him off.
He'd grab him or fall over top of the guy and like land on the other guy's head.
Yeah. I like that. These guys are probably the best liars. Like, these are sociopaths.
Yeah.
Like, they got here not knowing the rules
They had
and
no
are
idea.
literally just be like,
Yeah.
and they're just like making it all up as they go along. Hey,
Pretty
she
good
can't.
improv to get in, right?
Yeah, it's like she can't be
Jesus
here.
Christ, what is that, 5?
Yeah,
You're always
I'm
on
not-
me
I'm not
about
being
it.
good. It's my
Holy
ring.
Fuck.
Yeah,
That's what happens when you get married.
Well,
See, it's ruining this too.
yeah, I know. Well, a couple of weeks ago, you were slamming down your pop, so I feel like it's all right.
I think I had a couple today too.
Yeah,
It'll all work out on the wash.
yeah, that's exactly
What the
it.
hell?
Like, I like background. Oh my god,
That's
Imagine
what
we
I
did
was
that.
looking at too. I was like, this is like a Van Damme and some of the guys from
Nobody-
Bloodsport are back there.
Yeah, it's. Well, I like because like the fights are like in the background, nothing's happening. Look at like there's no kid. Oh, there we go. Actually, those two are fucking giving it. They're just little kids. So if you look around, you will find like Andrew Shue is around somewhere. I don't even know if you can see his face.
I'll find him. God damn it.
So I like he doesn't even know what he's. Is that a fucking like an incomplete swastika?
Oh, right there?
Yeah.
My Melrose Place meter's off the charts right
Melrose
now.
Dar.
Where are we here? Where are you, Andrew Shue?
I used to have fun at our karate tournaments, despite the fact that I almost couldn't walk again after my second one. But remember,
All these stories end up you being crippled.
I know.
Neck injuries, hip explosions.
That's all good. But you remember the I think we told this story like a year ago.
Ow.
But it was the little guy in our wrestling team. He was like under 100 pounds, and he always treated it like it was real like pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And he gave us this necklace, and he's like, "Here, if I look like I'm in trouble, shake this." And it's like I'll be like the Undertaker, and I'll like come back. And we're like, okay. And he immediately was on the ground squealing, clawing, like comedically clawing at the ground like he's gonna get away. And he's like going wee wee wee, and I just got down like as low as I could and just shook it for him. Like I've never seen, like, all of us just started laughing so hard because we ended up having to coach ourselves most of the time because our coach knew who not to put their faith in.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna go with the ones who are taking this seriously, and then we would just have to like take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
I was like, you were the only one out of us who was getting anything done. The heavyweights. It's like you got some medal, like you got some like
I got some
second,
action.
third place.
I beat
and
that
stuff.
guy that was the coach of the one team. He
Yeah.
was the blind guy.
Yeah. Congratulations on beating the blind guy.
Fucking A, I
You did it.
That was a tough fight too.
Yeah.
That was a tough. I think I won by like a point.
Yeah.
But I had to go up against like these. I had to go up against like the Canadian champion. You
And
remember
the
that
Ontario
fucking guy?
champion, who were both brothers.
Holy fuck! The guy was like.
The-
He was like an apartment building with arms. I saw his dick
Yeah.
in the change room.
Yeah.
It was as big as you.
yeah.
I was
And
like, oh my God.
I felt it on the back of my neck. Actually, I think that's Andrew Shue. I think that was
Where?
him.
Oh,
Because it said he was Cobra Kai.
Damn it.
In the thing, it says he was Cobra Kai. But the, I love, see, Kreese got it right. And that's what if I was still in karate, I'd still be doing that. Always with his hands on his gi, like holding it
Right.
in the middle. It looks badass.
I remember I don't know
Look
if
at
you were
the
there
fat
for that
karate guy.
fight, but when I fought the Canadian champion dude,
Yeah.
I was like gonna shit myself.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my, and I literally ran.
Yeah.
I literally just to kill some time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I was like kicking, like he was trying to grab me and I kick out and then like scramble away on all fours. And I was like, oh my God, like there's no way in hell.
Yeah. I remember just being pedigreed face first into the mat by the Ontario champion, who was his brother.
Guys
But-
like brute.
He was like, come over here. He was just a gorilla. Like, he was not, like, he was just hairy and stinky and without like much of a brain.
God.
So, You're the Best that's playing right now was actually written for Rocky 3, and it got replaced with Eye of the Tiger
Oh,
last
no
minute.
way.
Yeah. I love this. He's my favorite Cobra Kai guy, and he's barely in it.
Yeah. He really
'Cause
gives
he's
her.
also-
He's intense.
He's also the one who at the end, he's like, get him a body bag. Yeah. Like, look at how high
remember
tech this is. Like,
when I-
he doesn't even have a dojo, but they managed to have a printed logo.
Yeah,
of his-
sure. Once you throw your name in there, they print the logo out. I remember when I fought the guy that was like almost 400 pounds.
Yeah.
He was that huge blonde guy, and I was beating him.
I was just
And
gonna
then
say that
he
was my
just-
favorite
He
all
was
time.
beating me, or I was beating him, like so beating him. And then he just fell onto me, and I was like, "That's such bullshit."
Do you know what your problem was in that match, though? And we said it at the time. You didn't know what to do when you knocked him down.
No.
You panicked like you were like,
Yeah.
what? You're like, oh.
I was like, holy shit, I just got him down.
And
like,
then you dove at him like a weirdo. And then you tried to pin him like you knocked him out like in Presley. Like, I almost wanted you to like go 1, 2, like count it out yourself type thing. And like, so you, because you were like on your back on him and I remember you even pointing up. Like, and then that didn't last.
that guy was, he reeked.
He was the biggest guy.
Holy shit. Like I was like, cause once you're past 220 or something, you're like an ultra heavyweight or whatever it was called, super heavyweight.
Yeah.
The guys I had to fight, I was a big guy too. These guys were like 3 of me.
Well, that was my problem because I was right between.
Jesus Christ, like
I know I was right between 2 divisions, and I would either weigh a little bit too much and then be overpowered by the guys, or weigh too or weigh too high for the really fast guys. But again, like I said, I was out so fast. Like that second tournament, I got hurt. I did one more tournament after that, but I was having a legitimate hard time moving my arms the way I'm supposed to and stuff like that.
Right.
And then on top of that, like I was not good at wrestling because I was still in that mind space that I was in karate where I was hesitant to do anything.
Right.
When it's like, no, you have to do that.
You have to move. Yeah.
And I just
you
be
have
like,
to aggress. You have to.
And I was like, I was waiting to defend always. And that doesn't work because eventually you're just going to defend until you mess up and get pinned.
Right.
And I remember the worst one was when I had to go against the guy in the first round of a tournament. I had to go against the guy from our team who was the serious guy. He was like a judo champion and all this stuff. This guy who's fighting now, he was actually he was another stunt guy and fight coordinator and stuff like that. And he was supposed to have a much larger role in the tournament. Like they were supposed to show him a ton.
Right.
And then they just wanted to kind of put more focus on the other guys. Like the guys were
this guy was going to be a legit threat, eh?
Yeah. As well he should be. He was just doing weird jumpy spinning kicks. And you can tell that William Zabka has not done karate.
Yeah.
So I he's shaking hands and stuff. Like he's a good guy who's the way they try and sell it is Cobra Kai made him bad, and it's really true because he's
right.
It's only when he's with all his Cobra Kai buddies that he's shitty. But even there, because he was really nice to Elizabeth Shue in the restaurant and stuff like that, and he was I want a truce.
They can turn it on to these assholes.
I know. See, this bummed me out too because this was the Canadian and Ontario champion. What usually happened in these wrestling tournaments, Todd would lose. No, it would always end up.
I lost at her school. That was the worst one.
That was a bad one.
Jessica was there watching, and I was like, damn, I just lost in front of the woman I'm in love with.
Yeah, I know. That was tough. And she was reaching out to you and screaming, no! No, but it would always end up being those 2 guys in the finals together for the most part.
Yeah.
And then they would just flip a coin, and then the other guy would drop out.
Yeah.
And every single time, it's we're not going to wrestle each other. But yeah. I feel for this guy because literally he was told to hurt him and he's like, I'm better than he is at karate.
Yeah, I can beat him.
And he probably could have.
Oh, he's saying I'm sorry now.
See, and that's exactly it. I legitimately, again, more character development as you see, it's a little too late that you're seeing this. I would have liked to have seen some hesitation.
Yeah, a little bit. But no, it's still nice, right? They're kind of being bullied into it by their coach, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, even earlier, they should have, he punishes that one guy, and maybe that's what they did.
Oh, they're not happy with him. Look.
Yeah.
Oh,
They did a little bit of that. That's the one thing that was one thing I really didn't like about the Karate Kid, the remake, is the kids were 10.
Yeah, they're too young.
The karate was 1,000,000 times better though. Every kid could have beaten anybody in this. But it was so just weird to see that because again, you have the same kind of thing. What's Miyagi gonna do? Kill all these little kids?
Yep.
And he's send them back to friggin' Teletubbies. It's just
yep.
I just had a really racist thought, and I'm not gonna say it on the air. I'm not gonna say it. It was horrible. It was horrible. And I don't feel good about it at all.
I have those all day long.
This is another good moment too.
I don't mean racist thoughts, but just ones where I'm like, oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, it's because go there.
Well, it's because you think in all especially because you and I've done so much improv and stuff like that. You think in all scenarios, so you can decide what path you want to go down.
Right.
So I don't really know what that thing he does is other than warm his hand and touch his crotch. They did that on Tosh because he did the hand thing,
Right.
and then he just put his hands on the guy's dick, and like not near it.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah.
That was
Tosh
probably
is gay, right?
no.
He's not?
He's not, but he loves to be it.
Right. I thought he was totally gay.
No, he's jackass gay.
Right.
Because I believe he's married. But like I think he's jackass gay, where he just likes being around a lot of naked men.
Right.
Because it's funny.
Because it's funny to his penis.
Yeah. He did the Viagra gay porn challenge and didn't get an erection, so I guess.
Oh, he did?
That's the thing, yeah. They literally did. They all stood up on the boardroom table.
But there's all these people in the room and shit, right?
Yeah,
like, come on.
But still, they also had Viagra in their system, and they were all young men. Like,
did some of them get boners?
No, none of them did.
None of them
He's
did.
like, they were there for 45 minutes and nobody got a boner. Dave LaRusso's good at fight. Good job.
He's gonna. We all thought he was fucked, didn't we? He's back.
This was another thing, like an Avildsen thing too, or just because like Rocky, every Rocky movie begins with the end of the last movie,
right?
And that's what part 2 ends with the beginning of.
Man, I don't remember the other. I don't remember the other ones.
Okay, well, I can take you through them really quick while we're waiting on these guys to fight. So in the second one, he's staying with Miyagi while his mom has to go to another job. It wasn't another job. He actually went to take care of her sick uncle or something, but it was back in New Jersey. And then she's like, I'll be back whenever, but in the meantime, you stay with him. Then it's because he wanted to stay the summer.
She knows that he loves Miyagi more now.
Yeah, well, he wanted to stay the summer. And so then she's like, yeah, you can stay with me. But then he has to go to Japan because his father's sick. And then he's like, well, I'll just come with you to Japan. And the money he had was supposed to be for like college or something like that, and he ended up spending it. So yeah, I guess he was a senior. He was probably 17 in this. So
that doesn't make me feel so bad about wanting.
Yeah.
All the girls I've seen in this movie.
Fair enough. I know, right? But those ones were still too young. But
Look at all
these old people. Like usually it's only people watching their kids.
Like the school or like exactly. This is big there. This is like university football. Yeah. Ooh.
Boom. That was actually a legit
taught
move.
Him those ones.
Yeah, well, he actually did that move to him when he was dicking around, when he was doing his fancy footwork. Miyagi did exactly that move to him. So he learned. But,
I don't like his weird stance.
Yeah.
His stance, but maybe
his
that's
stance
what he's
screams,
doing.
I don't know karate.
Exactly, but maybe that's the whole point.
Yeah, that's part of it.
It's to throw you off.
Yeah. See, I love it. Like, you see the fear in him there. He's afraid of Sin Sensei, but he doesn't want to do what he's making him do. But
he reminds me of somebody else now. Like I can't place it though. The blonde guy there.
Yeah, I really like. If you watch that trailer for Cobra Kai, though, you can see there's a scene where everybody's
making them, right? It's the two of them.
Yeah, but everybody's making fun of him in Ralph Macchio's car dealership.
They're making fun of him.
He's like, hey, this that guy whose ass you kicked back in the day. And he's like, oh, I kicked his face. And then, but you can see this look on his face, like, this is the last place I want to be, and this is humiliating.
Right.
And there's a cool nuance to it, especially for two guys who haven't really acted on any major level in a long time. Right?
Oh, they're booing him.
Yeah. Look at those like extras. I love extras' faces. Just like, whoa, Nelly. There was a big group of black people, none of which were watching the fight. Reminded me of when Sid broke his leg in WCW and nobody was paying attention. Oh my
God, nobody knew it even happened. Like, why did they even show up?
That was how we knew.
I just paid a lot of money to not watch.
When we saw that happen, that was how because we saw the replay, how we looked, and literally not one person reacted to it because nobody was looking at the match. And we were like, oh, WCW's on their way out.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to be there.
No.
Boom, boom. Like, give it up
Their
for
belt's
William Zabka,
awesome, though.
Like, he looks really good.
Like faking it here.
For faking it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he still doesn't look like he's doing
I'm sure they would.
Did
they learn anything?
Well, they learned stuff prior to going in. He's a legit black belt now. He actually continued in karate when this was done.
Oh, shit.
No point. Because too many illegal contact.
Here we go.
That was the thing I hated about sparring, like in tournaments and stuff. Because you wore... Oh, that was brutal. But
wouldn't that be a point?
No, it's like you have to hit its torso or something you gotta hit, right? So you get him a body bag. But like we used to wear the pads, so we had the padded gloves, the padded boots, and the helmet.
Yeah.
But you weren't allowed to make contact.
There you go. Get him a body bag.
Like he was the only one who was truly evil. He's like the Voldemort of the group. He also has the same nose as Voldemort if you look at it again. I love that. I get goosebumps still. Like the music is, again, it's all, most movies are all music.
Pretty much.
But like
the emotion.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, that crawl is interesting too. But the, yeah, he's getting Frenched. He's in pain and getting Frenched. I love
That's
that
what
thing.
gets you Frenched.
Yeah.
Women only want to French you when you're in pain.
Yeah. So the original decision, this movie was going to end like this, and he gets like kind of carried off, and then what the beginning of the next movie was going to happen. But they decided it was just nicer to have this little moment where he does his Yo Adrian to Mr. Miyagi, and then Mr. Miyagi's like, "True, you did do it," and then freeze on that, and it does. It's a way better ending.
That's just you. You had a problem with Ernest doing it.
No, but that was way. Like there was no
closure, no.
It was just
true. You could. The girl should have walked over to Ernest and been like, "Hey, I like what you did there. You just saved our lives.
Just I was hurt that it ended so abruptly. Like it was just like
I saw the
whoa.
pain. I saw the pain.
It's like what just happened?
This got so much louder all of a sudden.
I don't know. The music turned up. We've been yelling through a lot of this. I hope it's not too bad on the audio. It looks good. The levels are fine.
Awake.
But anyway, so we'll go over.
This is my jam.
I know. So we'll go over the plot of the other ones though. So
he goes to, right?
He goes to Japan and then finds new bullies. You find out that Mr. Miyagi has his own bully. Well, Mr. Miyagi was supposed to fight somebody to the death over a girl and then left, and it's all about honor.
That's why he's in America.
So there's a rich guy. Yeah, he left, and then so he comes out and he goes Miyagi over and over again, and he's like, "You have no honor, Miyagi." But these guys were best friends growing up and stuff like that. So there's this thing. They end up
over a girl.
So by just a relation, his nephew hates Daniel and just fucks with him the entire time. So basically the same movie happens in the middle, except they're in Japan, and he meets a girl there too. It's the same shit. Then Miyagi,
Japanese girl,
and then
ooh, yeah,
and then he gets a little Asian fetish going, and then the girl, or then there's like a major storm in the village where they're from and whatever, and Daniel and Miyagi help save the people, and then that guy, the rich guy, also helps, but the other guy, the young guy, won't help. He's like, I can't dishonor myself by helping these people, like by working with these people type thing, and so he ends up becoming friends with Miyagi. The old guy becomes friends with Miyagi again and kind of forgives everything, and he's like, okay, you have honor, blah blah blah, and we're friends again, everything's good, and he helps the town, and he becomes a really cool guy. But the other guy's now so shamed and he's been disowned by his uncle that they end up having this big fight at this dance. It's at the end, and they have a fight, and then Miyagi even tells him, he's like, this isn't a tournament. If you fight, he's like, he's the guy who did Rocky.
Okay, right.
And then he's like, if you fight this guy, it's for keeps. Like, you were fighting him to the death. Whoa. And then he ends up fighting him, and then he doesn't kill. He does what Miyagi does at the beginning to Kreese, where he's going to kill him. And then he just goes, honk, like just humiliates him, and then that's the end. And that one ends. And the beginning of Karate Kid 2, he points out how What's-Her-Face breaks up with him. And then at the end of that one, she's supposed to come back to California with him, but then they write in that she decided not to, and she's going to stay there, so we broke up. And like they just keep writing people up and breaking up. And then the third one,
life, bro.
And then the third one, a year has now passed. This tournament is back, and there's a new rule where the champion only has to fight in the last fight to defend his title. And he's like, well, let's do it. And Miyagi's like, no, you've proven what you're going to prove. I'm not going to help you. This guy comes out of nowhere. He's like, oh, I'm a karate teacher. He's like, I'll help you if you want to do this and whatever. He ends up being the rich guy who owns Cobra Kai, and he's doing it to help fuck with the guy who ruined Kreese's career, because Kreese lost all of his students and his business because of this.
Because of that last thing.
So
at least the sequels are kind of,
So the guy really fucks with him and like makes him do all these things, but then he hires a guy who looks like that Sasha guy from Kickboxer, who's the bad boy of karate, and he ends up fighting him at the end of the tournament. And Miyagi teaches him, like they're doing now, they do a kata at the end, but this is what the worst thing is, because like the crane kick, at least he's teaching him a move and he does it, and it's got this build up. But at the end of this one,
he just does the.
So picture this, he just starts doing the kata, and it's this weird thing, and like he kind of looks at him all confused, and then he just like punches him in the face, and they're like, "You win!" Like it's.
You gotta have the same friggin'
We're
thing.
going to it because I've got it right here. I'm gonna load it up
God.
while we're still talking about it because you need to understand. No, it's like I may be over.
Look at this. You like your blue screen? That is a.
This is exactly. See, look at this is the
chick.
exact moment where it's happening.
Oh my God! There's Buddy.
Yeah. So see, look at he was just doing the cut. He's like, what is he doing? What is he doing? But so he's Cobra Kai.
That is Buddy.
No, it's not. I looked him up.
Is that Boner?
He looks like Boner. Yeah. See what I mean?
They got back together. Him and Pat Morita.
Yes. Spoiler alert.
Oh my God! And he's like again.
Cobra Kai never dies.
Oh my God! He just punched that girl in the face.
Yeah, he's Ron Artesting.
Oh my God! He almost slapped that lady.
Yeah. He's Ron Artesting all over the place now. Why are there so many large trophies there? Usually large trophies for the winner, and then everybody else gets like
that huge
a
one is
bobblehead.
runner up.
Oh,
they want everybody to feel, you showed up.
Yeah.
You probably paid a lot of money for the entry fee. Everyone walks home with a trophy.
That was my biggest sadness was that I didn't win like a trophy in karate or something like that.
You want to steal one out of somebody's house?
Yeah, let's do it
tonight.
I want a child's karate trophy. My daughter, she gets her little soccer
one.
She got her little soccer trophies, and one of them is a bobblehead. And I'm like, oh, you're not even trying.
It's a bobblehead, eh?
Yeah. All right, well, that's another one.
So we watched the Karate Kid and the end of the Karate Kid Part 3.
Yeah, and now we're going to start the next Karate Kid, but we're just going to actually watch Boys Don't Cry.
Sweet.
And then smash cut in some Pat Morita.
Sweet.
So it's going to be great.
Remix.
It's basically the same movie.
It's the Pat Morita remix.
I'm pretty sure there's a pretty brutal anal rape in it or something.
Oh, guaranteed. I'm sure we can add one in.
Yeah. I wish, like, we've recorded 3 episodes in today, and we've said rape too many times.
You've said rape too many times.
You're right.
You're right. Throw me into your whole rape thing you got going on today.
You stay on the bus while I jump under it, and yeah,
I was gonna throw you under there anyways.
Thank you. Yeah, to hold me under the bus.
Yeah.
It's like open up that panel that they use in Speed, and then make sure to just keep pushing me down.
Yeah, just
I'm trying. I'm like, please let me get up under the bus.
They're like through the old Play-Doh Fun Factory. I'll squish you through that goddamn thing.
Should have thought about that while you were talking about men forcing themselves on women. Junk. All right. Yeah. So tune in.
Tune in next time.
We're going to be doing more movies.
Fit and have fun.
You will.
You don't have to have.
You're going to know all about
or
it.
Keep fit. Don't let me tell you how to run your life.
Try and keep a little fit. I'm trying my best now, and you instantly feel better. Anybody who's like not doing their thing, not like taking care of themselves. The second I start doing like good stuff, like eating, like just taking some vitamins and going to work out, you instantly feel good.
Well, there was a period where like
chicken wings are still better.
When I start, oh god, yes.
Right.
When I was it's about 2 or 3 weeks now that I've been really killing it again. Yeah. And after the first week, my guts were so upset with nice, clean food coming in. It was so mad at me. Yeah. I was like, I woke up one day and I was just like, oh my god, like. But that passed, and now we're at it. We're through the woods here. Maybe.
That's why I'm always thinking about like the poor people in Survivor. How they always talk about like once you go off of like a bunch of like normal food and then you go to nothing but no, this is when you just go in and all of a sudden you're drinking coconut milk constantly and then just eating like tapioca root and like half cooked rice
bugs you find
and whatever you can get. He's like, you're just like shitting water for the
I
entire
remember from the first
days.
season that one guy who said that if I win, maybe it's the second, he's like, if I win I'll split it with you, and he actually did. He was the cowboy guy. It wasn't the first season. It was second or third.
The cowboy guy, he ended up losing.
Oh, right.
Because he was too stupid.
He was way too nice.
He was too nice, and he's like, I'm going to take this girl. He's like, she seems so nice. And then she beat him.
And she raised him. But I remember he won one of the contests. Yes. And the win was like a good meal.
Yes.
And then they had to, because they had to ride horses out to the special place. Mm-hmm. And then come back, and the whole ride back, he said, was hell because he had to keep stopping and just going to shit himself off in the woods because the meal was like fucking with him.
Yeah, I actually remember that well. It was a drive-in or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you get this experience, and then you find out that not only you win, but she wins because you chose it was a car.
Oh, is that what it
was?
And
they each won, or it was a truck or something like that.
Or something.
So she comes back and is like, wow, he gave me a truck. He gave her everything. Gave her a truck and $1 million.
Yeah.
So
hopefully she hooked him up at the end. Hopefully she was like, here's 25 grand or something.
Well, he won
like,
because I mean, you still win good money. Like he won like $100,000.
oh, when you're runner up, you do?
You win. I think like $10,000.
Yeah, but I mean, he just handed that girl the win for fuck's sake.
I know.
Like, Jesus.
Well, because it was How did we get into Survivor?
Stupider, man.
Oh, we were just talking
Jesus,
about shitting women.
Some woman just bats her eyes, and we're just like,
well,
take
no, but
my
he
life.
didn't, like
take
she
it.
was like an older.
But he was a
mom.
good old boy.
Like
though.
he wasn't like
he was a
hitting on
good.
that girl
No, he
or
was a good
whatever.
guy. That's the problem.
He was just like, oh, you're a nice person. You're a family person. You deserve
We'll
this.
stick together. Yeah.
And don't do that shit.
Hopefully,
sell out
well,
everybody.
Survivor's supposed to be about
But that was spite was still a big thing back then. Like you didn't do a nice thing for me, so I'm not going to vote for you to win.
I would have pissed on you if you were on fire. Remember what that girl said about that other chick?
Oh yeah, that was the best. But like nowadays, it's like somebody could do that. It's like, I can't believe you murdered my mother when she came through.
Yeah.
He's like, it really screwed up my game. He's like, but I respect your game, so I'm going to vote
you did a great job. That really threw me off my game. You killing my mom. I respect that.
Like that's kind of how
like,
for the most part.
Yeah.
Like some people still act on emotion, but for the most part, everybody kind of gets it now.
Yeah, they know it's a game. Like, don't take it personal. It's a fucking game.
Yeah, and you can, no matter how poorly you do on the show, you can usually get on your local news as the person who does the Survivor roundup.
Ooh, you're right. True.
So
That's like a career for a half a season.
Yeah, because I know that guy Kel who got like kicked off on season 2 because like they were like, oh, he's stealing our food. He was like, he snuck in beef jerky or something like that. And I watched him eating it. And then he's like, no, I wasn't. He's like, none of us had that food and I can't bring in food. And they're like, I don't believe you. Because that girl just that girl like said very like this unlikely scenario. And we're just going to
believe it. Oh, that sounds like what's going around now.
So, and he was actually half Canadian anyways. And he ended
up
up being
good enough.
And he ended up being like the Canadian guy for Roundup.
Because he's half a guy.
Yeah. He's half a guy.
Guy.
He pushed himself along on a skateboard, which is hard to do on the beach. So he was going to get voted out anyways. So
who rides their skateboard on the beach?
There's something really poetic about us doing this movie, which was a much longer movie, 40 minutes longer than our last movie, which was Ernest Goes to Jail at an hour 20. And that one, if we recall, I said, well, let's make sure we just keep it short. And we stopped that one right after the credits went. And now here we are almost like 10 and a half minutes after the movie ended, just talking about Survivor.
Okay, listen,
from 14 years ago.
Survivor.
What's up?
Let's talk about now.
All right.
Stone Temple Pilots have a new singer and a new album.
Yeah.
I've heard 4 songs. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They are awesome.
Do the DeLeo brothers still look terrifying?
Oh my God, yes. Come on. More terrifying than ever.
Excellent.
And it's killer.
Nice.
It's like old school STP. I recommend anybody out there who's a Stone Temple Pilots fan. It's awesome.
Okay, I'm going to give that a listen because I was a big Stone
Temple Pilots
fan. All righty. So we leave you on a lot of wisdom. Don't eat the stuff that makes you shit water.
A lot of wisdom.
Wax on, wax off. All that good stuff. So yeah, like I said, tune in next week. We're going to give you the rundown. We're going to have 2 movies in a row after that.
Yeah,
tomorrow's next week's the mini episode. Just look at the calendar. You'll figure out what we're doing. I mean, you'll
I need to figure out calendars first, and then I'll figure out what we're doing.
You're still working off like the old Aztec calendar, which is like a sliding puzzle.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, and if you do it wrong, the world ends.
Yeah, I've really got to pay attention.
Get into Gregorian calendars. Gregorian calendar as made by Gregory Hines.
I'm on board.
Do you know how they measured what the length of a day was? When Gregory Hines got tired of tapping. He was just like, I need to take a break. He's like, okay, that's 24. That's 24 hours. That's one day. And he's like, how many days can you do this in a row without food or water before you collapse? And that was 7 days. He's like, so that'll be a week.
That's it.
And then it went from there.
I like your. We should put up your Gregorian calendar.
And then how many days total did it take for Savion Glover to sidle up beside him and go, hey, I can do this too? That was a month.
That was 1 month. Yeah.
And then how long did it take for Gregory Hines to become a memory and Savion Glover to be the only one on the stage? 1 year.
1 year.
So
12 months.
So that's the Gregorian calendar, or as some people know it, Savion time.
Ooh.
Daylight Savion's time.
That was
well done.
Was, really well done, actually.
That was an accident.
All the best things happen through accidents.
I would love more than anything to take credit for that, but that was just me literally falling ass backwards into sort of a pun.
That was nice. I liked it, actually.
Right. So on that.
It was much too clever for this show.
Okay. Well, if you were clever enough to dig into that, dig into miscastcommentary.com. Follow us on Twitter. Thank you again so much. We've been getting so many Twitter followers lately. We're sitting at just under 2,100 right now as we record this. So thank you guys so much for that. That's shot up in no time. We went from like 30 to 1,000 in like a couple of weeks.
Thank
and
you
then
very
like a
much.
month later, we're up another almost 1,200. So awesome. We very much appreciate it. So follow us on Twitter, Miscast Podcast, at JK Finley, at Miscast Todd, Instagram, at Miscast Commentary, all the good stuff. We will see you guys next week.
Lady.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.